Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the old world. I'm one of your hosts, Gommo. I'm joined finally by Andrew and Josh. And I don't know if you heard my voice nearly cracked.
That was
my voice.
That was a post old hammer voice intro. That one, some hard wargaming going on.
It's all the ciggies. Nah, it's just it wasn't even that loud there. It's just I don't know. By that Saturday night, my throat was killing, and then you do another 2 days of it, and then just. Ugh.
I don't know. It was pretty loud. I found I was often at the same side of the table as my opponent, just so we could hear each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're always
But what? Was I just dropping in or out then? Or was that you guys? Was that me? No. Speed test. Anyway, how are you guys going while I try and see if I've got any internet issues? You were pixelating there for a bit, Josh. No, mine's fast. Who knows? It's probably just streaming.
Okay. Oh, now Andrew seems to have stopped. Okay, now we are fucked.
Okay. It's probably just... and he's... Look at Andrew. He is stopped at a perfect position. Hey, John is on there. Angela Stark, the TO of Old Hammer. Well, actually, I guess Michael was, and he was playing. I don't know. And Brojo. Brojo's in, who was also down there and got an award. We'll won't spoil that. And Big Ives, hey guys, how you going? So I don't know. We did move to Tuesday, so I'm not sure how many of the regulars could be here or not, but we're here to regale everyone with our 153. Is that what it was? GT 153 version GT experience, and hear how Josh went and how myself went.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
And hear all about how much hobby Andrew's been up to the last 2 weeks. How was your holiday?
Rejuvenating. No, it wasn't rejuvenating because you go out with kids and they're like, we go to the beach, we go to the pool, we go to the beach, we go to the pool. It's like, ugh. So I was like, by the end of it, you're like running around with these young children because they're quite young. So you need to sort of, take them everywhere. So it wasn't, it wasn't as rejuvenating as what I thought, especially when you're doing a red eye with 3 young kids. Over the Cook Islands. Yeah, it was a bit.
Are you ready for do you need a holiday from your holiday? That's usually what happens.
Yeah.
So
a no kid holiday is what I need.
Well, you've got one of them because we just have a 50-player tournament to organise. Yeah. Like scrambling now. The castle salt, but anyway, all good. Well, we better get into this. So just a quick. A little bit of housekeeping, not really, just the usual. If you are on the stream, please like the stream. It always does help. Like, subscribe, and throw your comments in there because it does make the stream look a bit more active. And then obviously gets picked up later if people are watching back because I know we ramble for 2 hours and people use that for painting. And if like right now doesn't suit, they will use it later. We'll cover that. We've got 5 games each, so we're going to have to smash through them. And then our patron shout-outs at halftime, which I have a maybe a good or bad sad announcement, which I found out. I did some investigations about mine and Josh's discrepancies with our Patreon counts, so I found that out. But
basically, mine was the correct count.
Just to cause controversy. Yes. Is Mark in the? Mark's not here, is he? Oh, damn.
No, he's not in the stream. He hasn't bobbed up yet.
Because I have the banner up that I've been building of how many plastic kits are getting delivered this year so far, right? And there was the big controversy.
Oh, there is.
No one liked how I counted. Is he there? Okay. Well, I guess this is a good question. I guess my question is, are we counting those boxes at all that they announced on the weekend? Because I would, by my criteria, I said any big blue box gets counted. Well, I was just trying to help Mark's 42 count. I want to know what Mark said.
You have so little faith in him.
Or not.
They're not new kits. There is no way you call them new kits.
Yeah, I thought it was brand new kits.
But see, I don't understand what that means because if the plastic kit's in another one, is that still a kit?
Are
we talking sprues? Are we talking?
Okay. He did mean new kits, not new sculpts. Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, see here. Well, okay. Well, I'm happy.
Well,
at least at the moment, we're up to 18. All I'm going to say is we're up to 18 for the year. Almost halfway there, and we're only just halfway. I think I think Mark did say 42 something. So, or whatever it was.
I feel like this is a different conversation. This is not fair. Like when you asked me to hit new kits, I was thinking new sculpts. Like that for me, that was what we were talking about. We were not talking about just new re-releases.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think they'd be reprinted.
47.
The other
one,
I
I didn't expect them to re-release the previous releases in a new box, but I guess it happened.
So I have another challenge, and I don't even know. None of us will even know the answer to this. But what is the maximum number of times a single actual real sprue out there in the wild? I mean, like a physical sprue has been put in a different box again. And I'd love someone, and maybe not the physical sprue, but I'd love someone to tell us, name the sprue or the kit or whatever, and tell me and show a picture of all the different box art that sprue has gone through, like that design. Because like you think about those Empire back in 6, like there's like the old.
So you're talking
school
about
box
over the history of its
of that.
Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to. I'd love to know. The poor little, and he's probably been packaged up, put in a warehouse. He's probably shipped to Australia. Then he's been shipped back, and then he's been undone, and then put in another box, and then set off again, and then put in a warehouse, and then got stuck on a boat, and then gone back to Nottingham and got packed again. It's just, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get on to Old Hammer. Now, does anyone need an intro to Old Hammer? We've been talking about it for weeks. Or do we just get straight into it, Josh?
I think we should get straight into it.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we need
lead? We'll run through our armies like at the beginning of our lists, and we'll just go one for one. So do you want to start with your game one and what game one was and all that sort of stuff? Who were you up against?
I don't have my pack up. What was game one? So wait, so how many people were there? Was that 42 on day one or something?
Yeah, something like that, 42. And I forgot this, but yeah, they did announce to everyone that like you could come for one day, so there was going to be a little bit of a dropout after one day. I totally forgot all about that, actually. That was sort of an option, if you know what I mean. So I think it went down to 30
it encouraged
something.
it, which
it was good.
Which probably pushed up the numbers on day one more than it would have been.
Black Sigil.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, if it's just known as a 2-day, you might get people that just don't turn up at all. So it's a really good idea. Yeah. All good. Have you got yours
so round
ready?
one was it was King of the Hill, wasn't it? One hill.
Yep.
One hill center, which worked really well. Dubious whether you need 2 hills or not, guys. One hill center board at 100 victory points at the end of your turn if you have the highest number of friendly banner models on the hill. And that's all it is. No unit strength, nothing else, just the banners.
And it was actually banner models, so like the actual model had to be fully on the hill. Not the whole unit, if it was in a unit, but the whole. But it couldn't even be towing the hill, it had to be on the hill to count.
Model. Yeah.
On the hill.
Yes,
that is good.
Okay, all right. I will get up. So I'll go through my game one and my list and that kind of thing. I mean, my list, I'll just refresh my list. Because, yes, I was running Mono Slaaaesh, Demons of Chaos, with a full Renegades draft, which was hectic. So fun. Because, there was just so much going on with it. The falling back in order was really fun. Anyway, so the list itself, I mean, the points look crazy on this because I just loaded into Battle Builder, which doesn't have the draft on it. That's why it's like ridiculous number of points. But yeah, Keeper of Secrets, level 4 on Demonology, the Siren Song. Siren Song, by the way, which is at 6-inch range, automatically charges my unit at the start of your charge decoration phase. I played it for 5 games. I played with this ability all weekend. Not once did I remember to use it. Never used it the entire weekend. Anyway, even played. Two heralds, both level 2 with chromatic toe, which gives extra spell. Both on foot, both on demonology. One is a BSB, and they're both in demonettes. Each was 17 demonettes with full command. One with a banner of Unholy Victory, which is extra D3 combat res. The other one was like a Monster Hunter's Tapestry, essentially, so ignores stomps. 2 units of Seekers with Champ and Standard Bearer. 2 chariots, it's like Seeker chariots. A unit of 3 Fiends, which are like Monstrous Cav. And 2 Hellflayers, which are like Lawn Mile style chariots. And who I was playing in the first game was Grudge against, well, Who else? The Silver Dave.
The Silver
Silver
Does he
Dave,
win
Dave.
anymore?
whose list was peppered
Oh, there
with
he
charm
is. Had he
shields.
is. Yeah.
I can't remember him getting one off, although I don't remember forcing one. Oh, no, he did. I think he did try at least one. Not sure how far I got through.
Yeah.
But yeah, he grudged me. I was the last one. The last one on this podcast. Although I think he played Cam and Cam beat him, but he beat me too. And then he really the last Pokemon. So he was running 2 Barons.
Not giving away the gold, eh?
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying who's won or lost.
Oh, I thought you just said
saying, no, I said nothing. No, everyone forget.
Weird.
So the Baron on Hippo, Lucky Heirloom, Healing Potion, Charm Shield, Virtue of Heroism. The other Baron being in general is Unbarred Peg, Frontier Axe, Virtual Nightly Temper, Siren's Locket, Charm Shield. This is Exiles, by the way, obviously. Then Paladin with BSB, Errantry Banner, also wanted a Barded Peg, also with a Charm Shield. Spell Eater Axe for the Magic Res, and Virtue of the Impetuous Knight. Then we got an Outcast Wizard, a Law Familiar, Dark Magic, Sacramento Lady, which seemed a little bit more reliable than a Power Stone. So it was interesting that he went for that because I hadn't really seen that before. And 36 Yeoman Guard with now immune to be removed Blessed Triptych, and Montagne Tapestry, 7 Mounted Yeoman, 12 Peasant Bowmen, 5 men on mount. That's the realm on foot, 3 pegs, some squires, and a couple of bombards. And this is our deployment. So he deployed. I know. Look at that deployment. I've never seen a Bretonian army deploy in a block like it's a friggin' dwarven corner hammer type thing. I was like, what the heck? So he's got his yeoman guard, and then he's got the skirmish bowman sort of in a line around the block kind of thing, and then he's plonked his pegs right in front of it, and then he's got his squires sort of scouting out in the middle. And then he's got his wizard with his mounted yeoman just to the left of that big block of dudes, and then the bombards just out to the further left, just behind a lake. Across from that lake, I put a seeker and a couple of chariots, and one block of the demonettes. Then I had another demonettes quite centrally with our 2 hellflyers. The keeper seekers sort of behind them. And then on my far right flank, so across from where we put his little unit of knights on foot there, and the hippo. I've got another unit of seekers, the fiends, and one of the other chariots. This is the first game I played with this army, by the way. Just so you know, I'd never played with it. So it was I was quite excited. He had never played with a certain rule, which I will pop this up. I'll go back to that in a minute, but I'll pop this up. Arc of Sight on the pegs. I love this. I love this row. I just shifted because we rolled off. I got first turn, and I just shifted the seekers right up. I think I must have got Monstrous Vigor on them, so that they could actually move. They just marched 20 inches right up. Because I think we deployed. I think this one was a 14-inch deployment from the board.
It was. It was 14,
and then 8 inches in.
Up.
That's why they're that's why they got so far up so quick. But he requested the honorary selfie. It's so ridiculous. I'll keep moving on. I love that Arc of Sight. I couldn't stop taking photos of it. It was a glorious thing. The thing is, I was thinking about this last night actually. This Arc of Sight
too. We were like, do you need more
incorrect.
Arc of Sights over there, Dave?
I should actually have put this Arc of Sight on the inside peg, because it doesn't matter if one peg can see me. It's really about if 2 pegs. So even this Arc of Sight is arguably way more generous than it needs to be. Anyway, I just enjoy it because I didn't take 8 pegs to this tournament. I almost did, and then I changed things. And that was well before the FAQ, and then I was just pleased that in the end it didn't work out.
So sorry, Josh. So now,
yes.
So you're in open order, or you treat like open order, but you still need to have 50% of the models
Oh, no,
to
they're
see.
skirmishes. They're not open order. They're full skirmish.
They're still
He's just
skirmishes.
got them. He's just got them chuffed up, or whatever he called them.
Yeah. But don't
Yeah,
you treat like Arcosite like open order, or is it still 50%?
It's
yeah,
just
no,
each
yeah, so
model's
they-
line of sight. So they're still skirmishes, but
Yeah.
each model has its own line of sight, and you need to have at least half the unit be able to see the target for
Yeah.
them to charge it
From the front edge.
of each model's base.
Yeah.
Not the
okay.
unit's base. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like it's still skirmishes. They can still point in any direction and argue. You know, you can still have a situation where if all the models are pointing at each other, they can't charge anything because
They
none
can't
of them
see,
can
yeah.
see anything, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's literally each model's line of sight. But it's 90-degree arc from each base, and yeah,
Yeah, so it's just non. Okay. Yep. Sweet.
yeah.
My
So
dog's barking.
it's hilarious. So if you keep them all pointing in the same direction, they can largely see the things they need to charge, kind of thing.
Yeah, I forgot what
Yeah.
the change was. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah. Now this. So I did move stuff up. I moved up pretty cautiously. I was a bit worried about the pegs and the hippogriff, what they might do to me. And I just hadn't really played this army before. But what I did was he did charge the pegs. I can't remember if he charged a hippo as well. I think it might just be the pegs into that big block of demonettes that had moved up onto the hill and taken 100 points. And I fell back in good order. I was like, "Yep, I'm going to flee the charge because I can, because I'm a demon, demonet of Slaaaesh. So I can just flee and just fall back." And it was glorious because I rolled like a 6. I forgot to add the 1 that Slaaaesh get anyway, but I rolled just enough that when he rolled his charge, it was like just out. And his pegs and the hippo. Oh yeah, the hippo did charge evidently. They just failed the charge. It was still, they had to still remove the full charge distance because it was a flee charge reaction. And that's why they're like an inch away from the unit.
Yeah.
I think they might have had battle lust up, so I was quite terrified in that moment that they were just going to smash into me and destroy me. Now,
No, Matt, I haven't. Just sorry, Matt just asked a question. Keep going.
yeah. Sorry. These guys I moved up. Yeah, I was trying to get into those bombards really. What's this? So yeah, he just moved all his stuff up there. Now with these seekers got in because they were close enough for some grape shot. Was it grape shots?
Yeah, grape shot.
He rolls a
yeah.
2 for the first one. He might have killed one, maybe not. Then he rolls the other bombard. He's just trying to kill these seekers. Rolls another 2. Like, so yeah, 2 seekers died, but that's it. But it was like in theory, you could have easily wiped both white unit and then taken out the chariot potentially as well.
Yeah.
So the chariot tries to charge, but I think he just gets slowed up by the river. That still looks pretty close charge for him. He did fail the charge. I think that was after I'd moved it. It must have been further away before I moved it.
There's a 1 and 3 on the dice. I don't know if that was your charge roll and you had to take the lowest, or they moved through cover or something.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that was the lowest. So that was my charge roll. So yeah, 1. Yeah, Swiss Ride was 3. The 1 was the charge dice. So that must have been because they're -1 going through there. So that's you're only getting 13 inches or something like that. So anyway, I did fail.
Yeah.
But the fiends went into the little dart of men. I can never spit that out. Knights that are on foot.
Oh, Knights of the
At the top there, that little dart of them. And then I thought they'd just blow through them, and they failed to kill a single one. This combat was ridiculous.
Is that armor piercing? Is that like what's their armor piercing? Don't they have decent
on
armor
the
piercing?
fiends? They got the same attacks as they got an extra pip of strength, but their weapon's the same as a demonette. So it's AP1 and then a armor bane 2. So on a 6 it's armor bane 3.
Right.
But they just were failing to hit, failing to wound. They just weren't even barely even testing the armor. Like they just. I think the first one was a draw. The second one I killed 1. They might have given ground. It just kept going until I think the Seekers came inside. Now, so then I charged with this. So his pegs had failed their charge, forward. So I charged with the demonettes and the Seeker chariot going in there. Looking at this picture, I can't remember why I didn't put the Hellfire in the side because the Hellfire is just sitting there, and for life of me,
okay. Yeah.
I can't remember why I didn't, because that would have been really quite useful. Anyway, I'm just looking at these photos now. Anyway, so the maybe I just felt that they'd be okay, but this unit is so important. I wanted to do as much wood so possible. Anyway, so but the small chariot going in, which is fine. It's got D3+1. It's only strength 4 impact hits, but it can do a bit of damage. They weren't, the Hellfire, the lawnmower thing does when it gets in. It's amazing because it's got 2d6+1 string 4 impact hits. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
Not that I rolled very well on it the whole weekend, but yeah, it's got such high potential. Those going in with the demonettes, I think it's just they did maybe a couple of wounds, not really much, but they had enough stop at combat res that they forced them to fall back in good order. And then you spend about 10 minutes lining up these pegs so they could see sideways, so they could charge the to the other demonettes on the side. It was great. It was like balancing them, trying to get them on the hill so they can all point the same direction. It was lovely. They fell back far enough that I couldn't quite keep them in combat. The chariot just sort of held because it was going to overrun into the demonettes. Oh my god, I've stolen the lead there. So the hippo goes straight through the chariot and into the keeper. What does he go through? Oh no, he flew over there. He must have flown over the chariot. Yeah, just charges the keeper 1-on-1. Now remember the hippo. I was a bit scared about the hippo going in because unfortunately, when you have something monster with the virtue of heroism, there's always a chance that you're just going to get monster slayed off the table, especially when you got Lucky Charm. Anyway, he got Battle Lust up on there, which didn't help because that meant he was re-rolling to hit, and he got I think it was 4 out of 5 of the attacks hit because of the reroll. And then he rolls this. Not straight up. He rolled 3 6s only 3. And then the 4th he re-rolled off the freaking coin just because he could. And got the 4th 6. And so my keeper suddenly has got 5 up saves to make. So I start rolling them one at a time, and I roll the first one. Oh, look, I saved one. Next one, it's a 1. It's just dead.
Down it goes.
Oh man, so bad. So that was the rapid end of the keeper in my first ever game using her.
Did she do a lot outside of that, or she was just supporting
in this game?
Those spells.
She had. I mean, all 3 of my demonologists, they all had the summoning, so they were shooting out some magic missiles here or there.
Yeah.
But she hadn't done anything else of note. I just was playing with her pretty cautiously because I didn't want her ending up being monster slayed. That's why I didn't push her front up straight away. And then it ended up happening anyway. Just to show you, just sometimes things are going to happen and you just can't. It's the destiny.
Yeah.
So yeah, the pegs went into these demonettes. These demonettes, like I don't know, the pegs. They were struggling to really penetrate these big chunky blocks. Not chunky. They're not even that chunky infantry, but they're just doing enough wounds and they've got a set of combat res that they can't. They're not really breaking them, or getting high instability rolls, I suppose, because they are demons. In the center, now that that's sort of cleared with the pegs out of the way, I do put my demonettes and the other chariot, and I think I tried to put a hellfire into the big block of yeomen as well, but they just failed the charge because that would have been really nice to get them in there. And you can see in the distance there, the fiends are still in combat with them out of Knights Realm on foot, but the Seeker's gone on the side, and it's finally going to get rid of them.
There's no Knights of the Foot dead, is there?
No, it's all 5 of them still there. Yes, Gommo. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's been like 2 rounds of combat. Nothing's happened. They haven't done it. Because it was definitely 2 rounds. Because I'd fail to kill him. Then he'd get to roll his 1 attack back and not do anything either. Yeah, should have maybe a 2. Oh no, it's monster. It's a Martian column. So yeah, maybe only 1. So I can't remember what happened here. I think this was. Oh yeah, okay. So I did lose combat here because I'd taken like 6 wounds, and that was my instability check. Was a 12.
You popped. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, well, in theory, like it's slightly more complicated because if you're over half strength, you lose half the remaining models. If you're under half strength, you pop. So I was like one. I think it was still on 10 models there. So I was like just above the starting strength of 17. So I lost half. So it was actually a bit of an anticlimax because we both saw the double seal. I was like, oh fuck, okay, the unit's gone. And then I looked, double checked the rule. It's like, oh no, it's actually just half of the remaining models that go, not just like half the. Because I thought the way I read it the first time, I thought if you're above half strength, you lose like 50% of maybe the starting models or something. So like half of what so you don't left with like one or two kind of thing, which to me makes sense.
Yeah.
I have to reread it, make sure that's actually what it says. Because I took off like half of the remaining, and then it was kind of like, oh, okay, that really wasn't that bad. But then his pegs again, he had to point them towards the Hellfire, and then unfortunately, they just head into these Hellfires, and unfortunately, because they're just
eating them
in a
up.
bad spot. I think I did try to fall back. Oh, what happened there? Yeah, you can see they're in a weird spot now. So I fell back with that one. He redirected the other one. I fell back with that one, and then he accidentally contacted the first one to have fallen back in good order. And so he hit that one in the flank. So, I'm trying to run these fallbacks, but they're not giving me much joy in this game. And so, he deletes the two Hellfires. The big block amount of Yeomen, though, end up going down. I can't remember if they broke or they fell back, but they popped through and just were off the board. They just because there was all these skirmishes behind them, I think. So that's sort of how I don't think I caught them, but so ended up killing that big block and his skirmishes and that type of thing. But the keeper going down meant, in terms of victory point difference, it was right on 500 point difference. So so Dave, the killing point differential meant that it was only 11-9 because apparently
it didn't bump into that over the. Oh,
yes,
because of the change.
So close.
Yeah.
It was so close. Ended up being only 11-9. Even though I felt like maybe it could have been like, it just felt like with the keeper going down, it maybe should have felt like a bit slightly bigger difference. But it did feel like an even game until that happened. And I still got quite a few points out of him.
Oh, okay. How much did you guys get on the hill and off the hill? Like maybe that was more in the beginning. It seemed like he was on the hill near the end there most of the time with those. Or were you?
Let's see. Well, I was getting so I think I was a good 3 turns.
You fought your way over the hill.
There.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I was on the hill a fair bit, but he was also this turn he was on the hill too, because he had a second banner going around in there somewhere. I think the Squires had a banner too, and then the Yeoman had a banner. So near the end, the Yeoman were up. So I think he might have outscored me in that regard. But yeah, it's we were definitely on the hill. 100 points per turn, it's not necessarily make or break the game as long as you're sort of semi-contesting it. But it's not nothing. It's not ignorable. But yeah. Anyway.
Oh, cool. I'll get on.
Anyway, so yes, Dave did get the trio of the poker, the three guys here anyway.
Yeah. He's got it. Well, he's very nice.
Cam's the only one maintaining our honor.
He's got to get Cam, he said. Okay, I'm definitely Cam's definitely one of us. One of us. Cool. I'll smash through this a little bit, but obviously we have not Matt in the chat, and I got grudged by him. I got 3 people throw grudges at me on the tournament, so that was good.
Ooh.
But, I had to play not Matt because I out at that Broad Meadow one because that's just because I had to not drop out, but TO. Anyway, so I took Orcs and Goblins. We've gone through this, but I'll just skim quickly for people who didn't see it last week. Just this, it's Orc and Goblin. Just Grand Army, Black Orc Warboss on his Wyvern with the standard. He's got the single trolls. Hot trousers now, talisman protection, just great weapon. And then I've taken a Orc Big Boss on a boar with the Banner of the Wilds, the move through cover. Grizzly Trophy Rack for -1 leadership within 6 and a Charm Shield, which sometimes I remembered, sometimes I didn't. Night Goblin Odd Knob on foot, Wire Magic, because I'm got to be Orky with an Idol of Gork, Ruby Ring of Ruin. And then a War Boss on Cav Spear with his giant squig, Wallopers 1-hit wonder and a Charm Shield. And then this is the meta choice these days, people. I tell you, I'm ahead of the curve. 24 Orc mobs, additional hand weapons, frenzy, war paint, biggins with the WAR banner. So mini swift stride getting in there with the 4 attacks, 5 attacks for the champ. When it happens, it's glorious. I'll tell you when it happens. 30 Night Goblin Mob, just with the netters. Oh, that whole tournament, I didn't use my netters, but I don't even know if they're ever in combat. So there you go. They should have actually probably had some bows. 3 Fanatics. 8 Night Goblin Squig Hoppers with a champ. 2 Goblin Chariots with short bows and standard bearers. Because the whole, as I said, the whole mission is all banners. 10 Orc Boy Biggins with the banner of butchery and all that sort of stuff. And then 2 Dude and Diver catapults. And then I went up against the great Not Matt Stanley, ETC, WTC player, you know, ready to kick my ass with his forest. I reckon Wood Elves are so meta in this 153, although this is probably a more standard existing one, I think. He's got the normal Forest Dragon, so the Glade Lord with the Great Weapon, Forest Dragon, Armor Inventoric Island, Tasman Protection for 5+5+, with the, I can't even pronounce these things, Resplendid Luminescence and the Anointed Netlings with the aspect of the cat, which is the rerolled hits, isn't it? And then the, I think he's getting extra initiative or something. So he's basically a tank, a challengey tanky, and I'm not going near him with my Wyvern. A Spellweaver, level 4, Elven Seed, Battle Magic, Ruby Ring of Ruin, Power Scroll, Oaken Stave, 2 lots of 10 Deepwood Scouts with Arcane Bodkins, 7 Glade Riders with Stand and Bear Reserve Move, Arcane Bodkins, Banner of Springtide. Is that the -1 to hit? I can never remember that one, or is that a different thing? Can't remember. 10 Glade Guard, Stand and Bear Swift Shiver Shards. 18 Wild Riders with the anti-stomp banner, and then 2 lots of 6 Wild Riders with, they don't have any banners, so he's definitely obviously just destroying people with them. And then 5 War Dance as additional hand weapons, and 2 overly priced Wood Elf Beast Packs with hounds, I think they were. They were the elves I was saying last week were out for a walk, with their dog and got caught in a wall. So that's the... Quick shot, that's what it is. Yeah, okay. I'll have to remove that first. No, so annoying. Remove from studio.
What a bit of shitting.
I actually didn't realize he grudged. Yeah, you
why
paid
can't I click
on that straight up.
Because just can't. You should better just click one add to studio and everything else goes away. You gotta keep
it doesn't work.
Remove. Anyway, cool. So this is the deployment. So I obviously didn't want to get near the dragon. And so, but the things I was scared about was obviously the Wild Riders and the dragon in terms of that. And then hopefully, I don't know, I feel like there's shooting, but Wood Elves, I'm like, if I can try and avoid, like how much damage can the shooting units do, if I can get into combat with them. So that's, so anyway, so on the left flank, I put my Squig Hoppers and my little guy in the Cave Squig, and then 1 Chariot, 1 Doom Diver, and in the middle is my Goblins with the Wizard and the Fanatics, and then across from the hill, because obviously these are the ones with the banners, and I wanted my Chariots on either side of that hill as well, because I want to zoom them up. They are bigger, which sucks for this mission, but at the same time I thought they're pretty cool to zoom, get on there and get off there type thing, because they're fast. And then, yes, I put my Savage Orcs there too. And I've got a little, sorry, I missed that. There's a little 5 Black Orcs because you have to have them, and they're standard bearer too. So I just had them in marching column for stuff like this. So I can just zoom up the board as well. And I'm just loving this move through cover stuff. So then wherever I saw a forest or a river or whatever, I just put my ball boys there and just went, cool. It's just free reign. That whole side of the board is just empty. I love it. Obviously line of sight withholding. Not withholding, I should say. Looks like I missed really cool. One of your deployment pictures, Matt. Sorry. So I might go from this one. So yeah, he's got some Deepwood Scouts and his War Dancers over there on his, my left. I'll just go that way. And then in his forest, he's got 1 unit of Wild Riders with all his Glade Riders at the back with his Wizard. He's got 1 Beast Pack, obviously controlling his frenzied dudes, and then he's got his Dragon pretty much in the middle. The big unit of those Spearmen are proxied for the Wildwood Rangers, is it? Yeah. And then that Glade Guard unit out the back, and then just a little Beast Pack again, and then he's got Wild Riders over there on his other left flank on my right. And so, yeah, I got the turn, which was cool. And then, yeah, just snuck
Nice.
those two guys up to grab my 100 for that one. And then in his turn, because like I don't think I've got every picture here, but I'll try to get through it. Yeah, he's come up, charged, and I fled with my chariot basically, and just that's basically what I was going to do, just do that stuff. His wild riders have come up onto that river as well, and then on the other side, he's just done a bit of positioning. Like he hasn't pushed hard; he's just come up a little bit. And he starts shooting at things like my squig hoppers and all those sort of things. So he takes a heap of them down because that's what he's scared at. And like the funny thing is, like I'm pretty sure even if I'd sent like the big unit of squig hoppers in, like into those board answers, they just get annihilated anyway. So it was like a really tricky side out there because, yeah, they're not they're skirmishes. They don't get the -1 to hit because they're cav. And so they sort of were just... I mean, they distracted him, I guess, but yeah, they were pretty quickly deleted over a couple of turns, unfortunately. But I guess that, if he's shooting at them, they're not shooting at other stuff, I guess, which is cool. MVP for this game was my little Night Goblin Wizard standing in the middle of the board. So he's got the +3 range, but he's also got Fireball. And so he was able to Fireball off those War Dancers, which was cool, even though they got Magic Res. I pushed it through and blew them up, which was cool. And then you can see here over, this is probably my second or third turn, I've brought my chariots come back on to contest the thing. So I think we just kept for a few turns there. I got 100, then I got 100, then he got 100, and then it was a little bit like that. I don't know how you found that, Josh, but it was a little bit like that, but it was fun because it made you sit in the center. And then I guess the other thing, the thing I felt with this game, and definitely in the end of it, was I felt like I played Wood Elves. Like I played Wood Elves. I was just measuring everything where it was, trying to like stay out of range and just not committing. Like the big units, I was like, I'm not sending him up there. I'm just going to sit back. But what I did do over on the left flank, he went to the Lug and he said, you just move. Like I wasn't going to charge. And then he came back and I just shoved my ball boys right in his face. I wasn't going to charge because he got counter charge. And I thought this is a good move, but then you do realize that the Wild Riders still, all they do is lose one attack. They've still got like, they still end up with like, they got the extra attack, I think, on there. On what was they got the additional? I don't know how many attacks they have, 2 each or whatever. So they still get a fair bit punch, even though they lose Furious Charge.
Yeah.
So
because Frenzy you only have to charge, don't you? There's no that you don't have that 3 inch.
Yeah, that's what it is. So they've still got that, but they don't have their Furious Charge, and neither do I, obviously. But I mean, if I had charged, he would have counter charged, and I would have been deleted. So I just went. No, and I sort of had an edge flank on these guys on the hill, but then they were going to delete it again because the Wild Riders would have gone up the arse and just wiped my whole unit. So I just pushed him up an inch away and then let him charge me and see what happens. And then I'll skip through just because it was basically just he's shooting some things. I'm fleeing, as you can see here. I'm just fleeing again, and then I'll rally and try to come back and put my dudes back on the hill. He goes into my ball boys, and this is the mistake. So this is one of my mistakes. I thought I measured everything, and then I sort of just in my rushing around, like, and to Matt's defense, he even went when it was his turn. He went, "Do you want to put any fanatics out?" I went, "Oh no, I'll do that next turn when you get a bit closer." I didn't measure this between the Night Goblins and these other 5 Wild Riders. They look pretty far there, don't they? But
they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for Wild Riders.
He
even prompted you. What a nice guy.
Yeah, he even went like, and I was like, nah. It's a bit of a problem there, but at the same time, you have a lot of bodies, so it's as long as I can survive 1 round of combat, I can put the fanatics out at least. So,
they move 9.
Oh, 9s was right. Yeah, they must have been pretty close to their max declarable, but you still can roll higher than that. So not hot yet. You know what I mean? Yeah. then over in this combat with my ball boys, he even with just those attacks, he wiped like 5 of them. I was like, fuck, but at least I've got enough bodies.
Yeah.
So then I was able to take about 3 or 4 guys out. And I've got BSB. He didn't have banners here. I've got BSB and banner and all that. And I broke him and he ran away.
Oh,
so
nice.
I did survive that.
Nice.
So it was the right play, even though when I saw how many
yeah.
attacks, I was like, oh, fuck, that's going to go south.
Yeah, but it would have been worse if you'd done the counter charge thing. So yeah.
His Wild Riders only took out like 5, maybe 6 Night Goblins. It's pretty bad rolling on his part. So then this is where my Night Goblin just
that is really unlucky.
Money up.
6.
It is.
What?
Yeah. Like
Gobbos?
Yeah.
What?
Maybe 6 Gobbos, something like that. Wasn't many. Yeah.
Would have had like a big
having said that, I should have netted him. I fucking forgot to net him all game. Oh well, doesn't
Poor
matter.
Matt.
But then look what my Night Goblin does to his dragon the next turn. I got Itchy off. Bad Moon Rising and rolled 6s, like 3s for both of them. So his guy was down to initiative 1, toughness 3 dragon. I think so. And then both of my Doom Divers hit him. Oh, sorry. I should say, before I hit him with the Doom Divers, I unloaded with my chariots, 3 archers, short bows, got 1 wound through.
Out of 3 Gommo archers.
Yeah.
What?
And then hit him with the Doom Divers and got him. But I didn't kill him. I got him to 1 wound, though. So by then, you're like, it's a different game in that regard, I guess.
Yeah.
It's completely different. Yeah,
you can still see up there my chariots back on the hill and the Black Hawk. So there was just this continual jostling on the hill. I'll just skim through there. Yeah, that's on him. He's on 1. Look, you could say I haven't even moved the rest of my army. I'm just sort of sitting around waiting. I was about to go in here, but we're getting close.
Oh, so cagey. Yeah, you're just sitting at the
just sitting back because I didn't need to move them up there. I was getting 2 on the hills. I didn't want to like have them up there and then get charged and get nailed.
What was he shooting? Because he had heaps of shooting. Was he just plucking away at different things?
Plucking away at some things, but I wouldn't say. I mean, what's he shooting at? Like that's why he took out some of the
masses of bodies, don't you?
Yeah, and that's so you can sort of survive it. You can see my little cave squig. He was going at that, but he still had 1 wound left. And that was pretty much it. I mean, he's the wild. I think, there wasn't. We didn't finish the full game. I think we got turn 4 or 5 or beginning of 5 or something. But I think over with 1 wound on the dragon, if we had to keep playing, then obviously I can move those units on the and start taking on those. The other elves, which I think would have been okay. My boar guys were coming back. So I ended up sneaking out. I believe it was 11-9. It wasn't a massive win or anything, was it? I can't remember now, to be honest. Should have had that ready. But yeah, I felt pretty happy that I was a bit worried about that matchup because he had a lot of shooting. I had virtually none. And I must admit, the Night Goblin pulled it out for me, for sure. The Shaman, that is. Yeah, that was just picture perfect casting on that 1 turn. And then the Doom Divers hit finally. Like one of them was misfiring all the time, but they definitely delivered then. So that was good.
Nice.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, wow.
Good job, Gommo. Good job, Matt. What do you say? Yeah, you got rid of what? The Cave Squig, Chariot, and the Hoppers with all his shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've sort of taken that stuff out. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, very cagey game, guys. And looking at the rankings, it's I can see the victory point split, which is like 700 to just over 1,000. So yeah.
That's what we got at the end of it. I said
that's including the hill
just
bonus.
As much wood elf. Yeah, I know. There was just as much wood elfy as he was. Like, it was just weird. I just stayed back and just taking shooting and I know that's the thing. It was in that game. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Especially
Right. Shall we crack on?
We'll
we go to get through, don't we?
Wind it up. Yeah.
So, second game up against I got Jade Fleet, Liam Spires, with a reasonably good list, not like a sort of oppressively powerful or anything like that, but well designed. So we're running Yao Ming with his Shijingan Lord with Ogre Blade on Illusion. So he's running for Doppelganger, I guess, as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then Shijengen General on Battle Magic, just level 1, and 21 Jade Warriors with full command and the Jade Banner, 2 units of 5 Jade Lancers with drilled, each with a Magic Missile, Ring of Ruin, or Ring of Jet, 2 cannons with Ogre Loaders, and a Sky Lantern. So yeah, reasonably compact little army. So the second time I'm up against this deployment. So I should go through this scenario. This was domination. So we're deploying 24 inches to one side and then diagonally across the board. And it was end of the game. You get 150 victory points for each table quarter you control by having the highest total number of banners within that table quarter. So again, just number of banners, nothing else, no other provisos, just how many banners for each quarter. So yeah, again, fairly simple, but definitely rewarding. Lots of banners in the army. So yeah, I've got a lot of pink on one side in a big line. This is how every side of my game was just like this line of pink on one side of the board.
You definitely could tell where Josh's table was. Yeah,
just
Big pink monolith just lying across the table.
Yeah.
I love the Western Sydney guys. They put on the best tables. It looks so good.
Tables look incredible.
Yeah,
tables look incredible. So yeah, he deployed very centrally. He's got his Jade Warriors with Yarming right next to it. The cannons on the hill just to the side of them. On either side of that sort of block of dudes, he's got some Jade Lancers. And then he had. You can't really see, but you can see the lantern. The lantern's behind the elf tower, and then both the Shijengens are between the lantern and one of the Jade Lancers as such. And yeah, I mean, I put both Demonettes fairly centrally. I had Hellflayers either side or between them. I was a bit worried about the cannon, I guess. So I did put the Keeper of Secrets sort of just out of line of sight of at least one of the cannons, maybe both. I can't remember if it was both or not, but at least one of them. So I'm not going to get like 4 cannons in a face to one. And then the Fiends and the Seekers sort of out on the flank either side. I can't remember who went first. I think he must have gone first because it doesn't look like a move there. He did actually come to me. Now, his list was deceptively missile heavy almost. So he had quite a number of magic missiles going on. And yeah, the crane gun on the lantern does some work. And then, yeah, you've got the 4 cannons. I was fairly fortunate with his opening salvo. He did chip some damage off some of the chariots. But he didn't actually kill anything outright. I think he killed a couple of demonettes and that type of thing. But yeah, nothing else sort of got taken out.
Did you
I just sort of
much or not really with the cannons?
Oh, you slowed me down so bad. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. So bad. So yeah, because the cannons were enough to that whole central area of my army just lost Swift Stride, lost an extra bit of movement, and it made it really hard for me to close in on him in terms of charge ranges and that type of thing. So it meant I just had to, rather than getting in there, I just sort of had to move up rather than having to rely on charges. Because the other thing is, not only was I was in swift strides and that type of thing and pips and movement, but that big lake in the middle meant, again, it was even harder to charge him because this freaking lake was slowing me down even more. So yeah, it's just sort of, I tried to move up and close the distance. Now, one thing I didn't do really was that both the Shijengens he put into one of my blocks of demonettes. Now I don't think I fell back with that one, and I feel like that I should have, because both going into the same time really put a lot of pressure on that unit, and it hurt it a lot. Whereas I feel like if I'd been able to just flee a bit, maybe one might have failed their charge or something like that, and it would be more sort of advantageous for me. I finally got close enough that I could charge that big block of lances because I didn't have much else to do. And they actually did pretty well with the charge the Jade Warriors. So I got the Hellflayer in, got the Demonettes in, and they did manage to beat them, but they just fell back in good order. The Hellflayer then just overran into Miao Ying, which I was like, and the meanwhile, with the Shijengen, so you can see in the near ground there, they have taken out a good half of the unit. The Herald did get off Demonic Familiar, so the Strength 2 spell, 2d6 Strength 2 hits, no armor saves on the smaller Shijengen, the one that doesn't have Yoga Blade. And this is my roll for it. I got like 6 6s out of 9 off the 2d6. Left it on 1 wound. One wound. Stayed on that 1 wound for the rest of the battle. I never got that last wound. It was so annoying because they deleted the rest of the unit the following turn. And the Fiends tried to get it, but they just never really got the opportunity to. On the other side, where the cannons are, I'm finally getting close enough that I can sort of try to close down these freaking cannons. So I get. Hold on, where am I? Let's just fast forward a bit. There we go. So I get the keeper in one, and the chariot in the other one. The keeper fails to actually kill it off. Like she did, I think 5 out of 6 of the wounds because of the ogre. And then it just hung around. I think you're old like a 2 or 3 on the break check, and they just didn't go. The chariot actually did okay. The Thinker Chariot by itself managed to get rid of the other one, but the keeper just fluffed. And so then he's got the Shijengen general coming in the rear. He actually goes in the back in her while she's stuck there with his cannon just hanging around, and then he gets off Doppelganger and he rolls. He rolled like, I can't remember if it was 9 or 11 on the Doppelganger with the Ogre Blade. He gets like 7 wounds off the Ogre Blade, and they don't save any of them. He didn't even need the plus D3. Didn't even need that. She was just dead. She was dead even before the D3. It was so bad. And then it proceeds to mop up the stuff I had on this flank here. I did manage to get rid of his Jade Lances there. With my Seekers and the Chariot going in, so at least got rid of some stuff. But these General Shijengen mopped up that, and then this is sort of where we were. So I don't know what happened there with these guys. I don't remember Miao Ying went in to get rid of those Demonettes that were fighting the Jade Warriors. But they ended up being. Or maybe it was a baby Shijengen. Anyway, I was pretty much didn't have much left on the end of the board. Again, had another Snickers. Sad face. So 18-2.
That's right.
So yeah.
Ouch. Made it look like it. Yeah. Ouch.
Yep.
Oh,
loss.
It's got to hurt. And look at that, all that time, and I didn't reshare my friggin' PDF. Cool. My game 2 is against. I'll just talk through his list. Morgan, who's from Queensland, one of the Queenslanders who came down. I was ripping into him by game 2 because, turn 2 or turn 3 because he said, I'm not aware. It's ironic, even though I run the rankings, I don't really know everyone. And he said he's played with Akhtar and stuff before, but at the time he said he's about 5 months into Old World. I went, okay, cool. And it's an awesome army. It's all chaos. It's Wolves of the Sea, 2 Chaos Dragons. I'll go through it in a minute. But then I found out he's actually he was doing full WTC stuff with X-Wing and all that. So he's a full tabletop gamer. I didn't ever realize. I was like, oh God, because it's all new, it's all the new sculpts of Warhammer stuff. So I wasn't sure. I thought he was. I shouldn't say I thought he was new, but because he knew what he was doing. But I was like, oh, he's tricking me. Trying to hold him into a false sense of security.
Playing you.
He's playing with me. I'll just go through his army quickly. He's got he had the 2 dragons. This is how dumb I am. I don't even look at stats. I saw Chaos Dragon, Exalted Champion. I just thought they were toughness 6. They're actually toughness 5, which would have been helpful if I knew what I was doing about first couple of turns. But Exalted Champion on a it's Mark and Nurgle on a Chaos Dragon with the meteoric armor, favor of the gods, talisman, the carrion crow. And then another Exalted Champ with Crown of Everlasting Conquest and Brazen Collar. So they end up with these, 4-up wards or 5-up regens on these dragons. They are tough 5, but they are 9 wound double dragon flying around. Yeah. Josh said this was, what's it called? Domination. So, which, at the time I had my chariots and all that. Like I thought, these little dudes with banners, I can zoom around. And then you come across the Wolves of the Sea army with, 2 Chaos Warhounds and then 2 lots of Marauder Horsemen as well. So you can see, I'll just go down his list and then I'll tell you where they all are. 2 Marauder Horsemen, 2 lots of 5, sorry. Was it 3 lots of 5, sorry. And then 2 lots of Marauder Tribe Berserkers. These are all got banners with Unnatural Fortitude on all of them. So they're all like, his Marauder Horsemen are all tough 4 and his Marauder Tribe Berserkers are all tough 5. A lot of these will ambush, which I'll go through in a minute. Then he's got 3 lots of 3 Skin Wolves and then Marauder Tribe Huskarls, which are toughness 5 as well on their war horses as well. And then, so it's basically 2 dragons, Skin Wolves, and a bunch of like ambush stuff. So he's got his general, 1 unit of Skin Wolves, and then just Warhounds. We'll go through that in a minute.
Awesome list.
And then out on his other flag, his other dragon with the Huskarl, what are they? The Marauder Tribe Huskarls? Are they the Warhorse guys? Yeah, they're Skin Wolves, and then the Warhounds, and then like this block of stuff that's just ready to ambush at some point. So it's just like there's not a lot on the board initially, except for 2 big scary dragons and stuff. And then I forgot all about it. Then we have this little champion off at the beginning. You got to pick up your champ and pick up your champ. So he's got his Huskarl dude who's got, what's he got here? 3 attacks, weapon skill 4, strength 6, tough 5, just 1 wound. But he's got a 5-up armor save and a 5-up ward as well. So yeah, I mean he's for a champion, he's pretty tanky except for his 1 wound. I put up my Squig Hopper chair because I thought, hey, it's got a Squig. He's shitty initiative and stuff, but tough 4, but he's got 2 attacks, strength 5. Guess who came out on top? Little Squig. I killed a Huskarl Berserker. So yeah, get my +1 on top of also the +1. So I ended up going first. Over on,
was he running flails? Sorry, on most things.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Just all flails. Yeah. Over on my left, just again, I don't know. I put the skirmishing squigs over here thing. I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, there's going to be all this ambushing stuff going everywhere. I don't know what to sort of pointing things in weird directions. I sort of lose track of myself when this happens. My chariot's hidden at the time before I sort of realized what his army really does. I was like, I want to keep my chariots hidden so then I can zoom out later and get like domination. But yeah, that wasn't going to happen. And then I've got my night goblins out on my left flank. Sort of like same as Josh. They've got this lake in the middle, so I sort of have to be careful where I put like fanatics, if they're going to be anywhere. And then my savages can fit through that gap there without touching the river. So I thought I'll go through that way if they get a charge at something, especially the Skin Wolves. Maybe they can beat up. I really want to get them in combat. Like they've got all these attacks. Unfortunately, on this one, I didn't get the Here We Go spell because that's really what I want to try and get because then I'm at least going at plus. It's got like basically a souped up Swift Stride, if you know what I mean. If I get both of those things off, which would be cool. And then, whenever I see a forest, I'm just putting my 4 boys over that way, basically. So but then of course, when you're doing the dropping and then he puts the dragon down, I'm like, oh, fuck. And at the time, I thought it was tough 6. I'm just dumb. I didn't realize the stats. Probably should have sent my ball boys more into that, maybe. I don't know, but it is what it is. Yeah, so then we beat up on that. And then, just start moving up, trying to hide from that. He's general. And I was a little bit not overconfident, but like going, oh, hopefully my Doom Dives will go good if I can, get itchy up on one of these dragons. I did it with Matt. I'll do it with him. That type of thing. That was the strategy. It's it became pretty evident that if those things don't work, the army doesn't really have much shooting, obviously. So it's like just standing there going, and he's so mobile. He's just like, So he was not committing initially. I moved up a bit, but I wasn't gonna. I mean, what do you do? There's dragons. At the time, I'm like, man, he's just gonna eat through that boar unit. I want to sort of hang back. I didn't get in. I think my Doom Diver on the right there misfired, lost a wound, and the other one either misfired or just missed. That one on the right there, down the bottom there, didn't do anything. It basically misfired, lost a wound, turned around, and then turn 3 missed. I just did that until I got killed by one of his ambushes. It's just a bit sad. He moves up on his turn. He puts 3 of the Scrim Wolves in there. I did remind him again that I had moved through cover. So then by his next turn, he just moved me out of there. It was just this cagey game over there. We weren't really doing much. And then his dragon just basically took its turn to come around, eat through my squigs. And then they were gone, which is a bit sad. I'm trying to remember if I tried to go into them. I think I might have, to be honest. I think he got close and I went, I'm just going to see if I can put some wounds on him. And I don't think I even got any wounds, maybe one. I don't know. And they just died, which is a bit sad. Savages moving up. And I moved my boar boys up on the other side of the forest. But again, there's no one. His dragons moved, as you can see, into the middle. But I'm just trying to threaten those. If I can get a charge off on the Squingles, but he's just sort of moved them back. So at some point I have to either go in and he's going to charge me, but they're monstrous infantry, so I don't get countercharged. So I'm like, oh, this is just frustrating. So I'm just sort of moving my infantry up, hoping I can get some turn 3 charges or something off at some point. What's happened here? Obviously, I've probably fired a fanatic out or 2, but I don't think it's done much, to be honest. It was pretty much he was just dominating the movement and not just taking little stuff out and then getting ready really for his ambushes all to come on. The biggest thing that happened, I think, let me just find where was it? He's gone. He's non-general dragon kills my cave squig. I think where is this the one? Yeah. So I had this chance to get. So after he killed my cave squig, I did have the chance to sort of go for it. It wasn't like it was a long charge, but because it was obviously the low die there through the woods and the sort of the water, I've sent the wyvern and the savage in. Just thought if I can get into combat, like I have to roll high here, and I just didn't. I thought if I had here we go, that would have been bloody good because I would have at least got into it. That's because by now I've realised he's tough 5. I'm like, I'd go in with that big unit. But yeah, they just failed their charge. Both of them did and didn't get very far, which is a bit sad.
So that's where you ended up? That's not where you charged from?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
No, that's where I ended up, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why the wyvern also just sort of sat there. You can see over on the right, my poor boys still haven't got through that forest. What happened on here? It was pretty uneventful, I think. Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. He didn't I'm trying to remember what he totally wiped out. He wiped out squigs. He wiped out a little bit of my night goblins. I was just basically not wanting to lose a lot. And because he's got so much ambush as they came on and they've got all banners, he basically just destroyed me in the secondary. He came around and got some of my war machines, but that was about it. We went all through turn 6. So I was trying to avoid getting killed, but this mission was it 150, Josh, per quarter?
Yep.
Something like that. Yeah. And so it ended up being a 14-6. He just demolished me on secondaries. And
right.
It was
so
just
took
frustrating. It was a good. He's awesome. It was fun learning about this army. That it was just I just couldn't get anything in my arcs or anything. It was and I was just a bit frustrated. I was like, I don't know what to do. Then the only thing I could reach out and touch him with was Doom Divers, and one didn't do anything all game, and the other one misfired at least once as well, and then it got killed probably. And I was just like, I needed to. The list was not built for this one. Yeah.
Sounds like a very, very cagey game.
Yeah, it was just, yeah. And obviously this is the problem with the Savage Orcs. They're cool, but they don't go very far. So,
They haven't done much
So-
yet.
No, maybe it would have been better this one to put the the ball boys in the middle. But yeah, I don't know. When I see those forests, I just went for him. He was putting his infantry guys out there, so I just wanted to get down there and get him. But then he just went, "Nah, just put him behind the forest." I was like, "I can't see you." Yeah. Anyway, it was a bit of a sad one, that one. But he kicked my ass 14-6.
Right.
Good on you,
Right.
Hawks.
Very nice. Round 3. Shall we do round 3 and then we'll do shout outs?
Yeah, for sure.
So round 3. Upon the Fields of Glory. Okay. So this is the last round of day 1. And the main objective was to crush your enemies and see them driven before you. So yeah, no secondaries.
This was
just
fun
kill each other.
because it was just kill.
Just kill. Yeah, it was
Just-
nice and simple. Just easy to do. I had so yeah, it was Adam Southwell who was running Wild Herd, and just like it felt very different playing Wild Herd in this new reality we find ourselves in. So you had a Beast Lord on a chariot with a Black Bull, a Great Bray Shaman, level 4 Demonology, Cackling Blade, more familiar. That was the general. Then a Wargore with Slug Skin being the BSB, chat with the Chalice and the Beast Banner. Then a big block of 38 in the Primal Warhordes, being 20 Gore, 18 Ungore. Is Monster Hunter's Tapestry. And then 4 Razor Gore herds, just single little Razor Gores. 2 Tuskgore chariots, 2 units of 10 Ungore herds that were ambushes. 6 Senegors and 10 Harpies. So
Senegors. Ooh.
no,
Were they
let's
drunk?
see them around. I don't think they became drunk during this event, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, it's a 12-inch deployment straight across. That was, I think that was before it. There we go. Then he's put his Harpies down. So yeah, he put his big block centrally. Then he put the chariots either side, and then the Razor Dust sort of around there as well. Then he put the Harpies and the Senegors out to his left, his right flank. And the far flank was kind of blocked by a few pieces. Like there was a big piece of impassable terrain, and we just didn't really play in that side that much. I had both my. I was sort of getting better, I guess, at deployment. This sort of know what to do, I think, by the third game. So I had
That's
both
like
my
third game,
Demonette blocks, and then the keeper sitting between them. They're pretty central across from his big block. To their left, I think I put all 4 chariots, sort of, just sitting there because that was sort of the most open area they could go that didn't involve going through forest. Because the other side, I had to put the Fiends and some Seekers because there was a big forest and obstruction. And then my other Seekers are on my far near side as well. So just directly across from the Senegors. That's just some photos. Now, one of the mistakes I did make in this game is that I totally didn't clock that chariot, the one that's got the little blast marker right in front of it, was actually, I forgot it was a character. I just thought it was a regular chariot.
Oh, like the general. He's the Black Molder.
Until like,
Yeah.
until like 20 minutes later when he's in combat, and he's like, oh, that's he's actually is this guy. I'm like, I thought that was just an old chariot.
Ooh.
But yeah, I moved up, probably not like as far as I could have, but I did move up quite aggressively with pretty much everything, and then put that marker is Vortex of Chaos, so I got that off. Just a difficult terrain in front of that chariot, and then some magic missiles took some wounds off the Razor Gore here or there, and I think a chariot also had some wounds lost from magic missiles, and yeah, this must be my second turn. So this is where I start actually having fun with the falling back in order. I think this game actually was starting to happen, really starting to happen. Because this Hellfire is there. I think it's yes,
This
that's
one
because
pushed right up.
he moved a ball right like up, maybe 10 inch, like right in the middle there. And then he fled with it, and then Hellfire just caught him, and the Hellfire ended up just right here. Now, I actually his turn, he's does a couple of charges, and you can see so that is his dark black ball guy charges the Hellfire, who falls back in good order. What was it? Was it the doggy? Anyway, fell back there.
Yeah, it's gone.
And then redirected to the Demonettes, who the Demonettes must have. Oh no, sorry, the Demonettes were charged by the big block. The Demonettes sitting on the lake. So they fell back. The Hellfire fell back. The Seekers, so his Dark Maul guy redirected to the Seekers, who also fell back. And then because they're popping through each other, they suddenly end up like
way on the right at the back.
A foot 12 inches further away than they were. The whole battlefield just changed position, which was great fun. Actually, I really quite enjoyed it. The thing is with those fallbacks is you got to roll instability, but because I got a BSB sitting there, even if I roll poorly, it doesn't let me roll a banish result, but if I roll poorly otherwise, I can re-roll it, and it does mitigate it quite significantly. He did end up he pushed that, he's on the other side, he pushed that ball right up in front of my Demonettes on the other one, I think, because he was hoping to screen them if this big block goes in that side so I don't get flanked. But then that charge ended up didn't happening. Did he actually redirect? Oh, but he did successfully redirect that big block into that Demonette block as well. So that happened.
Oh, he gets in. Okay.
So he did get in. I think it was a long
cover
charge.
too.
I think he needed a 6 or a 5. Yeah. So the move to cover helped a lot. I will.
And they move 5 across the board anyway, aren't they? Yeah, both the Ungors and the Gores. Yeah.
Yeah. So They did take. They lost that Demonette block. Did lose combat, not surprisingly. Took some wounds on the instability and just gave ground. And they followed up into the keeper. So suddenly it's just the keeper by itself. Pretty dicey situation. Now in the near future, the Senegals ended up getting charged by the Seekers and the Chariot, and that was fine. They didn't survive that happening, which was great to see. But with this sort of logjam I got with all these friggin' chariots and lawnmowers,
I get confused which direction they're facing. I'm like, what the hell? And I keep forgetting.
Just look at the big purple long sort of things there that just look at where they're pointing. Look at those erect pink things. Just look at where they're pointing. So basically the only way out of this, because I was like, this keeper, she's unsupported. The other Demonettes are still in combat with the boar. And the main block, the BSB's block is way out of no man's land, was to push one Hellfire into the side of that, what I thought was a chariot up that point, until I discovered it wasn't a chariot. It was a horrifying character. I had to do it anyway. So I put him in that. And I could wheel in such a way that it could open up space for the Hellfire behind it to be able to hit the side of the big block of Gore. And that at least kept things sort of on a level. Now, in retrospect, what actually happened with this is that we actually played it wrongly, I think, because we played it that Hellfire disrupted the unit, but now I realize, thinking about it, I was like, oh, it's only the strength 5. It's only usually 4, so it shouldn't have disrupted it.
Oh, right.
So it was probably going to be closer to a draw, because it did like 3 wounds on the impact hits and that type of thing. It ended up winning the combat quite handsomely, and he fell back in good order, but he only rolled like 1 inch, so he rolled double 1s on the fallback in good order. So that's his fallback in good order. Oh, was fallback? Yeah, it must have been. So, yeah. Although he should have, now I think about it, he should have actually pivoted it. And then,
but then did he pivot You can, if it's a fallback, you can just reform. So
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he didn't. Yeah, because he was. Yeah, it was a fallback because he rolled. Yeah, he rolled double one, so he just moved 1 inch back. But in retrospect, he should have actually pivoted. That would actually probably would have made him pop through anyway, and he should have been over it right at the corner. Because what we just moved it 1 inch. Then I followed up again with a Hellfire, and then I had the opportunity to charge the fiends that were there and that unit of demonettes. The unit of demonettes, I got demonic vessel off. I'm starting. By the way, this game, I'm starting to remember my demonology spells better because I'm like, I've got the cards and I'm lining them up, so I got all the hexes and buffs in one end, and I can just go through more systematically. The first 2 games, I would do whole turns without even remembering any of the buffs, like just all over the place. So I got demonic vessel off, and those three little models suddenly you had like, it would have been
if you get both
like
those
11 attacks, something like that. It was because there's a champ, there's a herald with 4, and they've both got 2. Then suddenly it's quite insane. And then the fiends were actually on a flank there, so they actually were able to go in on the flank, not before his chariot hit the rear of the hellfire. By the way, okay, that was the previous turn. So this is a really dicey combat, isn't it? So the hellfire gets recharged, but the keeper does enough damage. Because what happened is she actually issued a challenge. He declined it, sent the Slugskin boy back, and she just wailed on the chieftain that was actually in basic. The chief, the greater general, the chieftain was actually in base contact with her. So in retrospect, he probably shouldn't have declined the challenge, maybe taken it with the Slugskin boy, because I was able to send him to the back, and actually she did 3 wounds on the chieftain and just killed him. Killed him outright. Because the previous round I killed the champ. This round, there was no champ to take it. So I just killed the chieftain outright. So I was quite happy with that. I was like, oh good, there's some points. Because we were still both thinking this keeper was going to die, right? And then this sort of happens. So the 3 those models go in, the fiends go in on the side, the keeper starts wailing and stuff, and then they ended up breaking because I also remembered I was like, I'm just going to cast Gathering Darkness on the unit, and we're both like, oh yeah, just you just sort of like we're just like didn't think much of it. And then next minute, he's taking a leadership check at -3 leadership. Where he's actually had a lot of combat res against him. He is disrupted. And then he just breaks. And that little chariot that's come in on the side with little impact hits, because that one charged in too, even though it doesn't look like it, it's just that the cloak was in the way. Was able to pivot and clip it. Because everyone else just ran into the Dark Maul character. Overran into him. Because he sort of popped, the whole unit popped behind it. And then that was the game, really.
It was hanging around there for a bit.
15-5.
Yeah. Nice.
15-5. So
big win too. 22-1.
Big win. It was a huge swing, really. I was able to just get everything into position. But it was the first game where I was really starting to feel, this army functions. This is fun.
Is this your 3rd game for that army?
Yeah. Ever.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll try smash this one out, guys. I am playing Ewan Cameron with his Ogre Kingdoms Renegades for game 3. He has a Tyrant as his general on the Stonehorn, Talisman of Protection, Tenderizer, Death Cheater. Pretty standard, I think. A Bruiser Battle Standard Bearer with Monster Hunter's Tapestry. A Butcher level 2 with Battle Magic. Law Familiar. I'm trying to remember what he took in that. Can't remember. A Hunter on Foot with Armor Meteoric Iron, and then 8 Iron Guts with the Cannibal Totem, the regen thing. 3 lots of 2-pack Saber Tusks, a couple of ambushes in there, 1 with Vanguard, and then 4 Man-Eaters with a bunch of fiery pistol things. The Arch Lightning Rod to stop the fly, and an Iron Blaster, and a Gorger. That was his one, and then I have to click remove, bring it up. Let's go. Oh god, I'm halfway down the. How did I end up halfway down the page? Not even ready for this. Here we go. start again. I've got on my right flank, so I've got my chariot, the night goblins on the side of a forest type thing with their fanatics ready to get through that little gap there. Of course, there's a forest here, so I put my ball boys in there, pretty standard. And then my shaman's hanging out in the middle of the board, so I've got a little bit of, try and get that range off with these Gork spells. The savage is just not in the middle, but close to it, but I don't want to go through that river, obviously. And then my squigs again out on the left. Artillery out there, and then the Black Orcs. I think I just hide them initially. Because I knew he had a couple of ambushes, I just kept them at the back, sort of pointing some way in case they come out that way near the war machines, and at least got something facing him. But that was about it. Across from my right, he's got the hunters, the hunter. I said with one of the what are they called? Not beast packs, whatever they're called. And then he's got his the cannon, and then his man eaters up on the hill. So they're sort of facing my night goblins and boar boys. And then his general on the Stonehorns right in the middle, and then he's got his iron guts behind this low limit obstacle, sort of across from my savages. That's got his bruiser. It will have his bruiser, his BSB and stuff in it, and then the rest of it's ambushing or. That's pretty much not. I mean, there's just a couple of those dog units and stuff. They're not dogs. What are they called? Saber tusks.
Saber tusks.
Yeah. He gets turn one, pushes up hard, and then in my turn, but not a whole lot. Doesn't do a whole lot apart from that. And then my turn, I did get itchy up, so I was trying for that whole thing of trying to get itchy nuisance up and what's we call it, the bad moon, which I do, but I don't go. It's not as good as game one. I only got like one on these. Toughness and stuff. I think I misfire did I get any off him? I might have. I don't think I did much on that first turn with the Doom Divers. So even though I had all the debuffs, but they're not, didn't get a lot on them. And then I've pushed my chariot around. So basically, like I'm sitting here going, because there's the forest, you can sort of see it where my boar boys are, and then there's the river and these Stonehorns coming up and the man-eaters. I thought I'll try to take some of the man-eaters out with fanatics and then send the boar boys into something there, like the man-eaters and even if I can debuff his Stonehorn, I'll try to go in with the boar boys with toughness, strength 6 and try and wipe them. And so I just sent the chariot around the side to sort of start playing with the, the hunter and the cannon. He's fled. Now, what was that? I can't remember why he's pointing that direction. Oh, sorry, maybe he misfired. Something dumb like that. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah, so I've done like one wound to his freaking Stonehorn with a Doom Diver. That's it. That was just that. And then, so I fired out. I didn't want these man-eaters coming in here, so I just fired out my fanatics and then I shot them through. So they're pretty far away, that I sort of thought, okay, I could do some damage to them, maybe kill 2 or something, and then have that side a bit, and then charge next turn, especially if I can get a better magic phase off. So that's sort of where I was sort of thinking. That's my thinking there. I only ended up killing like 1 man-eater, which sucked. And then I went for the charge. This is where it goes bad. So I went for the charge of my turn, and I missed it by, I don't know, it was a little bit, like whatever. So I was stuck out in the middle of nowhere, and then I totally did not respect his harpoon or his cannon. And he just, because he had, if you look at how I position my, where are we? Oh, that's going down. Let's not do that. I've got a pretty long, I've deployed pretty wide here to get all my attacks. And you know what happens when you get a cannon and a harpoon that shoots like a bolt throw or whatever? It just wiped through my boar boys.
Oh, no.
I'm just going, oh, fuck, I've picked the wrong target here, haven't I, Colin? I probably should have gone. Like in hindsight, I probably could have, I'm just like, I could have gone at that other side, like the cannon, and come around with my boar boys and then come around. Because the Stonehorns, it's dangerous, but he's still got the, it's a visibility arc. I could probably try and avoid him, but I sort of went for him. Bit overconfident with the boar boys. If I can debuff these toughnesses, and it just didn't work. And then when I didn't make the charge in there, they just got blasted. And then in this one,
It's a lot of dead savages.
So this would have been good. I had a charge on his guys. And I missed by an inch.
Cool.
And then, which means I stumbled forward, which means because I've got the charge on him because he's got a little bit. He's movement 6, not swift stride, I think, and I'm whatever. Maybe I think it's about even. But then he got the charge on me, and he just fucking wailed on those savages. I just I can't roll. I don't think I rolled hard. I mean, then I got if you want savages to exist, you really need the lucky shrunken head. Need to bring it back from 8th edition. So that was so I'm like, fucking hell, man, what is happening? Everything's just dying, whatever. This is just going south. However, out on the left here, my squigs are still coming around and I think I killed some saber tusks or something. That's about it. And so he's done this. And then just about halfway through the game, I'm like, I've got both of my random movers here. If I can get in the side, I can do some stuff here. And then so just skip all through. What have we got here? You can see here, I get in the side with all my squigs over here against his butcher and his other man-eaters and my caves, my main guys in there as well. And we wiped that unit, which was pretty cool. I mean, he's eating up my artillery. So I didn't wipe the unit. I pushed him back a bit, and then my wyvern went in as well. And it took a couple of turns, and I wiped that big unit there. And it's got a lot of points. His BSB, his bruiser, just everything just chewing through it. And I got lots of itchies on it. And this is over a course of a couple of turns. And then after that, I don't know if I've taken all the pictures here. My bull boys haven't fully died. I get them out of there and try and run them away, which try and conserve some points. And then my not lucky shrunken head, bloody my Walloper one-hit wonder guy gets a charge over onto his man-eaters, which are still hanging around the back, around the back of his Stonehorn. Went through them, killed them, which was it just started to fall back the other way. He eventually shot off my shaman, but it ended up being a tie. It was a full draw down the middle. I was like, what the hell? I lost most of my ball boys, but then got them away. All my savages got destroyed. But these friggin' squigs just came out of nowhere and delivered, helped with the wyvern, helped wipe out that massive unit, and then proceeded to kill the man-eaters as well. And I was like, oh, something came good. It was just funny. It's like the ball boys fell apart. But yeah, I was kicking myself in the end. And I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. I was just too cocky. I was like, I'm going to get itchy up on this thing, and I'm going to ram in with shit ton of furious charge, strength 6, and I don't know why I didn't even think about that cannon. I just went straight down and just wiped the unit, at least to be effective, if you know what I mean. So
yeah,
I was so happy. It was actually a really good game against you. Because how I positioned it first, I was like, okay, this is going to happen. I might, kill them as man-eaters, go in there. Just here I am stupidly ignoring the cannons and the hunter. And then I thought I'd have that, and then and then it just freaking collapsed. But then obviously the squigs came back and pulled it out for me. So it's pretty happy. So it was 1-1-1 after day one. So I was like, oh, this is my typical right in the middle. That's how I end up playing with these guys. Anyway, nice. We better push through this. Hey, Josh, quick shout out for these awesome patrons, and then into your game 4. Is that cool? Okay. Well, and what I said before, we've just worked out why I've been over calling patrons, because for some reason Patreon says paid members who were not actually actively paid. So I've booted some out. So here we go. We actually have a new OG. But we have a new patron, Nick from the States, who was also at Western Sydney Wargamers. He was on the chat earlier. He's over here for a few months, and he came playing, and he's also coming to Castle Assault. And he just joined this week, a yearly membership so thank you. Thanks, Nick. And then thank you, Jason Zeffel, Handsome Dan, Hobby Horse, Mark Hewitts, Shabismus, Western Sydney Wargamers, Feud Owner, King Pash, not Matt, Jess Tours. I'm going to get things wrong now because my brain will just flick to the ones that I usually say. Adam Lamb, there'll be Snickers for everyone who slays Josh's keeper of secrets this weekend. Well, Matt forgot the Snickers on day one. He brought them on the day two. Okay. Firebird 7137.
So good.
Peter
and then I
Holmes,
was getting
Mark
them.
Langley.
I was getting them for if she lived. But yeah, anyway.
Oh, right. Okay.
Let's keep going.
Mark Langley, Matt Hitton, Silver Dave, Spreadick Sanity, Mark, Nick, Cam the Dentist, James McKellen, Liam Fallon, Jay McRae, Blackwell Edge, Jelly, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Perfidy, Jess Tor, the Duck formerly known as Wood, Nananum, Daniel Broadstock, Robert Z, Andy's Rectum Realignment Services, OG Perla. It is a lot shorter now. And it's still Gurk. I can never read that first bit. Bobbing up and down on me gherkin.
I don't know why you can't read this. I really don't understand
so
why.
Weird. Bobbin. I don't know.
And yet you start reading it out.
Gunwitch,
It's so
Sexy
inappropriate.
Fox. Oh. And then Gunwitch,
Sexy
and then
Fox.
Sexy Fox is actually. I'm not doing a software update, Mac. Stop that.
Ooh.
Sexy Fox is our OG. So for Todd Lloyd's Apple thing was not actually paid. So I have no idea, even though it says you click paid members and it came up. So talk to Patreon, talk to the hand. Yeah, there was heaps of draws on the weekend, that's for sure, as I found out. Anyway, that's why I worked out there was a slight error in Old World Rankings. But anyway, we'll deal with that later.
All right.
Game 4.
There are some questions, but we might keep cracking through these games, I reckon. So round 4, breakthrough. There is no retreat, only the road we carve through them. So it's 150 victory points for each friendly banner in your enemy's deployment zone at the end of the game. And it was a long deployment.
Oh, that's I love that. I wish they bring that back. That was good.
It was so fun.
Battle
Two.
Valley, whatever it's called. Valley is
What was it called again? I can't remember.
Battle.
Battle for the pass.
Battle for the
That's
pass.
it. Battle for the pass. So yeah, longer table edge was impassable. You can't pursue flee off, and you can't ambush through it. Before we get into that, we had some fun on the evening after the games on day one, didn't we? Like everyone
came to the tavern.
We ran an influence campaign for everyone to come to the tavern so we could just go to bed once we were too tired without having to drive anywhere. It was great.
Whole 2 kilometers away. But yeah, still.
It was quite good, actually. Like, I actually feel like, it wasn't completely out of Bald's self-interest, but it was convenient. Anyway, I'll wrap up. So round 4. So I'm feeling a better. I've got a win under my belt. Playing Josh Nakamura. Another Joshua. Another Joshua off. With running Warriors of Chaos. And as you say, Gommo, I didn't realize until earlier shot of the game. I was looking at his list that Exalted Champions on a dragon. Yeah, tough 5.
When did you work that out, or were you looking at his list before the game?
During turn 1.
Yeah, yeah, that's better than me.
So Exalted Champion, Great Weapon, Mark of Chaos, Mark and Nurgle, on a dragon, Bruce Brazen Collar, Father of the Gods, Talisman of the Carrion Crow. It's also got an Aspiring Champ, who's a BSB, just on foot, with Levitating Shield, Father of the Gods, and Banner of the Steadfast. Then 2 Exalted Sorcerers. I think one was on foot and one was on steed. Both with Mark and Nurgle, level 1. The one on foot was on Battle Magic. The one on horse was Demonology. 20 big block with 20 Chaos Warriors with Mark and Nurgle. And Monster Hunter's Tapestry, Battle Hunger. So that's a 400-point unit. Oh my god. 8 Chaos Knights, also with Mark and Nurgle, Totem of Wrath, full command, 300 points. And then so 13 Chaos Warriors. I don't know why they're at the bottom. Second smaller unit of warriors with great weapons, heavy armor shields, undivided, Icon of Darkness, enhanced reflexes with full command, and then 14 Chaos Warriors that were ambushes. Chaos Marauders that were ambushes, with Champ, Santa Bearer, that kind of thing. Anyway, so This is it feels a bit more narrow, but I mean, I guess in this the way the terrain is put out, because they shift the terrain for each round, which is very interesting. So it's all very symmetrical, which you roll off sides, you're like, doesn't really matter. So we'll just stay where we are, right? But yeah, this did feel open except for this random piece of impassable that was just sort of plonked there. Sort of between the forest and the hill on the near side, and then we had a little lake in the center as well. But that chunky of impassable was a bit of a problem because it did mean you can see the width of his big long Chaos Knight bus. They actually were too wide to move between that and the board edge, unfortunately. So he ended up having to reform them to get around it. So he deployed his big block of Chaos Warriors right in the middle. Then he had his Exalted Champ sort of next to them, and then as I said, he had the knights on the far left flank, and then he had his other block of Chaos Warriors to the far left, and then he was ambushing with his Marauders. Again, my deployment's getting pretty consistent now. So you got the Seeker right in the middle. Sorry, the Keeper right in the middle. Demon that's either side of her. And then sort of just all the other sort of stuff is just everywhere else, just however I feel. So I ended up having the Lawnmower and one of the other Seeker Chariots and the Fiends sort of across from the Knights. And then on the other side, both the other Seekers units and the Seeker Chariot and the other Hellflayer across from the other the smaller unit of like the Chaos Undivided block of Chaos Warriors. I think he might have got first turn for this one. Yeah, I should really roll through these as I'm talking. So he moved up as far, as fast as he could. Like that big block of Chaos Warriors does have, I think it's got a banner that gives them an extra D3 charge range and that type of thing. So they can be quite fast. In terms of charging, but the thing is, he didn't really.
Are they the dudes with the whip?
Taskmaster's whip, I think it is. Yeah, something like that. The thing is, he didn't really have anything that could hurt me at range. I had the 3 magic missiles, obviously, and so I was able to plink off a few Chaos Warriors, but I didn't really have a strong need to engage with him. But engage, I did. I still ran at him. Not like right up to him.
To push forward.
That's all I want to do. I just want to push things forward, guys. But I was just trying to have fun with trying to bait charges and maybe flee and that type of thing. So I've got the Hellflayer in the near view there, and I'll sort of push the Seekers up, seeing if I can maybe get him to try to. If he wants to try to charge them with the infantry, maybe, then maybe get the Hellflayer in the side, I was a bit hesitant. I was a bit cautious about the Exalted Champion. I think this is right before I realized it was tough 5. I think this is soon after this. I was like, oh, is it tough 5? Oh, okay, that's not so scary. Because that's why I haven't moved the block of one of those Demonet blocks hasn't been up quite as far because I was a bit worried about. Putting you in charge range of the dragon. Although I must admit, I can always fall back in good order, so that's the way I should be doing it. So his turn, he does move up. He doesn't actually. I don't think he ran any charges as such. Yeah, the Chaos Knights have had to reform, so they're in a slightly more narrow sort of formation to get around that friggin' impassable thing. And everything else is right well within charge range. But this is sort of now let me pretty much pick what I want to do, which is charge. Especially that center block. So that center block, you can see the Fiends there, the Demonet block, and the Keeper all ended up going into that center block. Which is a lot to go in. And then I put I didn't need to do this, but I just wanted to see how they'd go. I put the Seeker and the Hellflayer in the near ground into the Knights there as well. So they've both gone in. Because I'm like, if I get reasonable impact hits, because it is AP1 strength 4, and then the Lawnmower is rolling 2d6 plus 1 impact hits on this. So as much as they counter charge, it is an insane amount of impact hits. So if they kill a few, they might actually do okay. Unfortunately, they didn't.
Oh.
I rolled like 3 on the impact hits on the lawnmower, and I think I rolled 1 or 2 on the Seeker. They did no wounds at all,
Wow.
and then they both took a couple of wounds, and then they both died from instability, and they're both just dead. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's a shame. So they just got it was just an overrun, and then I was like, okay, well that didn't go to plan, but this did. So yeah, those the big block of warriors with the BSB unit really didn't have much chance. I think I also, because I discovered the value of the Gathering Darkness in the last game, and I'm like, I can't remember if I got it off on this unit specifically, but did use it in this game, and they did end up, they must have had it on, because they did end up breaking, even with a reroll. I mean, there was terror going on as well, and they got, I think it might have been the Fiends that caught them, or was it the Demonettes? I can't remember. Anyway, the Keeper ended up overrunning into the Exalted on the side, and then they ended up, I think they had one turn together where they I think she might have got a wound off, but they just didn't. Nothing really happened. And then the Demonettes went in. On the other side, these warriors have been charged by Seekers and Hellfires and
everything.
I did try to do a long charge with the Demonettes as well. I actually got off Demonic Vigor on that unit for an extra move, but so I needed to roll a 5 or 6. And that's not my roll, by the way. I think I rolled a 4, and they were just one shot, in short. But didn't really matter though, because all that going in was enough to break the, like, I think they were down to like 3 dudes after all the impact hits and all the Demonette attacks and everything. And then they all just overran into the Exalted champ, and then I did get Gathering Darkness off on the big boy, and then he broke. And got run down. And it's all cascading in my favor, really. So the other thing left was the Knights there, and then the ambushing Marauders. The ambushing Marauders never really touched. The Knights up there, I did end up hitting. I decided to go in with the Keeper and the Fiends, because the Demonettes here, I'm going across the forest, they couldn't quite make it. But even just those 2 units was enough to kill most of the Knights. And that was it. 17-3.
Convincing win.
Wow.
Slaaaesh.
That is another big one.
Smashing through. I'm going up.
Good, man.
Sexy boys or girls.
Learning how to control an army. That's very good.
Sexy thems. Oh.
I feel like you might have pressed the wrong button again. You're back.
Bump the fucking back button. It's getting too late. That's actually not even the back button. That's my mouse. It's just, you just like slip. That's taken out my image, hey? So I don't even have my army list there. Had it all ready to go. Let's do that again. Like, it doesn't kill the stream. That would be really annoying. My game 4 was against it's Doug, I think. Yes, he's a UK guy, but he's over in Sydney these days. With his Warriors of Chaos as well. But this is the Demon Prince one with the Fly 9 Mark of Nurgle, Armor Praetorian Iron. They always seem to have that. Sorcerer Lord. What's he got? Wizard, Heavy Armor, Mark of Zench, Law of Demonology, Favor of the Gods, Enchanting Aura, Enhanced Reflexes. That's right, he hangs out in some Chaos Warriors, but he's got an Aspiring Champ, Mark of Chaos, Battle Standard Bearer, Lance, on a Chaos Steed with the Brazen Collar, Favor of the Gods, Totem of Wrath, and then, 17 Chaos Warriors with Zench with that same thing that you were talking about, Josh, Taskmaster Scourge, Monsters Hunters Tapestry, 25 Chaos Marauders with the Chaotic Cult, which don't you need to list? Maybe it doesn't come out there. And Unnatural Fortitude, and then 7 Marauder Horsemen with Unnatural Fortitude, 2 lots of 5 Chaos Warhounds, 5 Chosen Chaos Knights, which is where the BSB guy goes in, Drill, Dark Hearts, all that sort of stuff, Icon of Darkness, and a giant spawn of Nurgle. So this is how it was all set up here. So like Josh said, it's the skinny table. Again, picked out a forest. I've got my boars over on my right with a chariot. And yeah, Josh, did you talk about that it's banners in the other end? Did you mention that?
I don't think I quite got to that. But yeah, the banners are
Yeah,
supposed to be.
yeah. But you just destroyed his army, so he didn't care, I guess.
Well, I still got the banners. He got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Marauders ambush into my deployment zone and got that banner.
Okay, right.
Anyway, which is annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's just they got the chariot out there, and then the ball guys there with my BSB, and then the night golems in the middle with my fanatics, and then one doom diver there, and then we've got my wyvern, the squig hoppers sort of in the middle again. So hopefully try to do a little bit of depending on which way they need to go. And then the savages up on the hill with the doom diver, my cave squig, war boss guy, another chariot, and just the Blackhawks. I mean, again, the original plan as things were dropping were keep some of that fast stuff sort of near the edge potentially, and maybe if I've got room, zoom around at some point. But that was about it. And then over on his side, he's just got the Marauders. That thing on the hill is the Nurgle Chaos Spawn, and then some of his dogs. And then in the middle, he's got his big unit of Marauders on foot, and then the Chaos Knights. So they're basically in the middle. And then another unit of the dogs, and then the Chosen Chaos Knights. So they've put them out. So I'm now facing those Chaos Chosen Knights with the with the savages and stuff. So I wasn't 100% happy about that, but it depends on where they would go. And then those Chaos Warriors are going to come down the middle there.
Where's his prince?
Turn 1. Oh, sorry, the prince is hiding behind behind the forest. You can just see its wing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see that? Yeah. So he's just hiding.
Yeah.
I mean, I can indirect him, but yeah. Who would you shoot at with your two Doom Divers turn 1 if you've got Nurgle Chaos Spawn or the Demon Prince? Someone. Anyway, he gets turn 1.
No idea.
Yeah, I know. It's like I don't
I don't know enough about either thing to have an opinion about this.
I just figured he wasn't going to throw his
Demon
Demon
Prince
in initially, so then
Sure.
I went with the Nurgle, I think. But
Yeah, go for the Demon Prince. Kill it.
So yeah, he's pushed up his Chaos Knights a bit, and then he put his dogs like that, so you can see there. I can't remember how far away from my savages, but and then it's pushed he's just pushed, obviously, and the other dogs are right in front. So yeah, of my boar unit, so I can't get any furious charges or not. And then he demonologies off most of my squig hoppers, which was a bit sad. Couldn't stop that one. Then I go, so this is my turn out of my right flank. I did throw one fanatic out just to kill the dogs in front of my boar boys. And then because I only had 2 squig hoppers left, I also sent, they were random movers, obviously. So they went into that unit of dogs too. So that way, and they actually killed them. But you can see there's one left. Bloody hell. And then I threw a foot down. I think it landed there in the middle somewhere. Just trying to slow that up a little bit on that side. And then it came back at the beginning of his turn. Yeah, that's what happened and killed my squig hoppers, which that's cork for you. That's all cool.
Yeah.
Over on this side, so this is the sad thing that happens. I'll go back to here. So like I have to take the charge because I'm frenzied, and I'm like, it actually wasn't that far.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, he ran. But I put not itchy up. What was it? The Here We Go on them as well. So they were like quite, I don't know, like what is it? It means it's only movement 4, but with a D6, and then you got plus 2D3. You know, like, so it's, I don't know, like it's a mini swift stride. It's more than a mini swift stride. And he didn't roll very high on the dogs, if you can see where they ended up. See, they're not much past the chaos.
Oh,
dudes.
wow.
They only rolled a 3 or 4. I can't remember what it was because I was like, but it was a centimeter, less than a centimeter. I missed him. Oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
And then I went, damn it. So then we did some
moment.
because if I could hit them and lucky I didn't hit them. I guess if I'd hit them, I would just stop there anyway. So it probably didn't matter. But I really thought at the initial point I might have overrun into
Is that still a
These
flank? By the way? So
dudes.
that where the knights are, because the back
I'll go
of the
back.
unit is in the front arc, right? Like
Yeah,
most of the
yeah.
unit is in the front arc.
Yeah.
Just thinking. ahead.
Yeah, it is what it is. But now this one was a bit weird too, and it's cool. We played it this way, I think it's right. But he charges he obviously pulls out the drilled, and
Ooh.
then hits my savages, I guess, which is fine. Which he can do, can't he? Even though he is in the front. What happens if he was in the flank like that? But then when you pull it out, do you know what I mean? Like if he was actually in the flank, like you'd declare.
I feel like this is in the FAQ.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Okay, got you.
yes, yeah.
So we couldn't work it out, but I was pretty sure we just went, look, you're pretty much in the front. So he went in the front, so that was okay. But I just was like, I wasn't sure what would happen, because obviously if you extend it out, he's definitely still in the front anyway when you do it. But
He
yeah,
started in the front and he
went
stayed in the front, so it's okay.
Yeah. So he drilled, hit my savages and my Black Hawks at the same time, because they were pretty much an inch. So it was like we figured that he'd actually hit both, and then his Chaos guys got that Taskmaster thing off, I think, as well, and then made it over there as well and got into my savages. These poor little savages.
No. Combat
these
res.
dogs rallied at the same time.
No.
So that was a bit sad.
Yeah, he's sad.
So
that's really sad. Wait,
they've gone.
what happened to them?
They got ran down. They pivoted. I can't remember which way.
They broke and ran down, did they?
Yeah, they just got run, just touched, probably just by
both units.
Things. I think it was just the Knights maybe grabbed because they were so big. I think when they pivoted from the other guys, didn't go very. Maybe they bumped through actually and went off. It could have been that.
Yeah, because you got a measurement there about 11 inches. Maybe it did actually just
Yeah, they might have just bumped through
the
because they're a
board.
big unit. Like when you spin them around. So that left flank was going really good.
Yeah,
as you'd
that's
imagine.
great. That's great.
But over here, I got my Itchy up. Do I? Yeah, I got my Itchy up on 2. So he's got toughness 4 Chaos Spawn over here. I left Foot up. It was funny. Do you just remember where Foot was? I was like, you know how you go, oh, should I bring it down or should I just let it? And I went, oh, I'm an orc. Let's just let it up, see what happens. And it went through the Chaos Spawn, which is good because I was like, wonder if it's going to go like, right, just sit right in front of me. But I guess you can bring it down the movement phase as well. Anyway, we charge. Of course, the Fanatic, though, Gork giveth and taketh away. The Fanatic did
What's this
divert
Fanatic
in front
doing
of
there?
my... Well, he's gone in front of my own guys. And I'm going, doesn't matter. Through we go.
Doesn't
He
matter.
only took
Doesn't
out
matter.
one. He only took out one. So
Okay,
that was fine.
okay. That could have been worse. That could be a lot
Yeah,
worse.
and the Chariots went into the Marauders over there, and I hit the spawn and popped him. Yeah, just like took him out with all those guys because he was down to toughness
Very
4 or
nice.
something. Yeah,
Nice.
which meant they overran and hit the flank of his Marauders.
Oh, hello.
So this is like the opposite of the other game where my boars died and my other side squigs held it. These boars just went, okay, hang on. We didn't perform last game. We've got to perform this game. And so they hit that. And then, there's nothing over on the left flank for him to get at the moment because he killed it all. I mean, I think he's just going for the Doom Diver, but that was about it. And then I think that, I probably forgot to take some pictures here. Basically, I'll just walk through what happened. They killed the Marauders, and then I did start hitting and killing as many of his, trying to get his warriors, but then he got up the fly spell and flew them into my, close to my deployment zone. So then it was just a bit of a case of making sure he couldn't take any of my guys out and sending my, I think it was the ball guys to his deployment zone so he could get the banner. So basically it was just a sort of a trade-off in terms of who landed in the end zone. And I just got the hell out of there with my Night Goblin so he couldn't take that. It was only a small amount of points, but so he couldn't take any of that. So I clawed it back and then we ended up, it was still a draw because this tournament, I think you have to get so much to get a win, even to 11-9. So it ended up being a draw still. So after that, after losing the Savages in turn 1, I was like, oh. But the Ball Boys, they took out the Spawn, took out the Marauders and a bunch of other stuff. So that was pretty good.
Were you playing
Me,
quite
so I got the points.
cagey with the Wyvern? I've seen the Wyvern. You haven't been
Yeah. He's
Using
just
the
not
Wyvern
going
up
in. He goes
too
in.
much.
It's just I was my plan all the time with him was to go in with like the savages, but they always kept dying. So it's just like keeping him near there. He doesn't need to really go in with the ball guys. So he's just like ready to go in, and then
He's just babysitting these poor savage
and then they
blocks.
just die, and then he's left. And then he's going, well, I can't go in by myself. So what am I going to do? Yeah. So, yeah, that's sort of what happened to him a little bit. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. Last one. Oh, before I hit the last one, I just wanted to say, because I was thinking about this, I forgot to mention with my last one, when I was throwing in the demonettes into that big Chaos Warrior block, I actually did like double buff them. I got Vigor, like Demonic Vigor and Demonic Vessel off, and so suddenly they're like extra attack, extra strength, extra AP.
Because one of them is the only that turn, isn't it? I don't know which one.
Yeah, both of them are only that turn.
Oh, they're both. Okay.
But you know, for me, when I got those buffs up, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going in, kind of thing. So I did. Yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, oh yeah, that's sort of, it was crucial to my decision to rush at them. Last game, round 5, up against your turn 1 opponent, as it turns out.
Oh yes,
Matt. Matt Stanley. So I didn't realize. I didn't put together he was not Matt, by the way, until like later that night when I saw the handle, and I'm like, right. Okay. Like honestly, the whole weekend was meeting people that I'd never met before.
Yeah, because
trying to connect them to their handles was actually really hard, and it was really
people probably
awesome.
coming up to you talking as if.
But
you
really,
know who they are.
it's such a different environment to this, and not knowing who people or what their names or how I knew them. Was really hectic. Lots of fun, but still, I did my best. With this game, so I didn't get a shot of the deployment. It's probably a game. I mean, yeah, I'll just go through it. So I don't go through his list because we've already got covered Matt's list. But I felt like I could run at him. Cause I got first turn, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, yeah, I feel like this army, it can handle being charged at because it can just flee if it's inappropriate and that type of thing. So the more I'm finding it, the more I'm just like really just pushing it very aggressively. And in this mismatch up, the main thing I was a little bit worried about the keeper going to the dragon. Just with the challenge sort of situation. I mean, maybe I didn't need to be that concerned because the Ether Blade can ignore the Meteoric Iron, but and the keeper can sort of handle herself pretty well. But yeah, anyway, that was my concern to start off with. So I was sort of glad he put it to the side because in terms of deployment. Again, I've got the keeper flanked by the demonettes either side. I had the Hellflayers sort of in between a bit as well. In the near ground, I've got the 2 other Seeker Chariots and 1 of the Seeker units. They're across from his 2 units of Scouts with the War Dancers in front. The other Glade Guard up on the hill. Centrally, across from the keeper and my demonettes, he's got the Wildwood Rangers, which again I was a bit hesitant about having them in combat with the keeper because of the multi-wound 2 extra attack if they get in there, which could hurt her. And then he's got the big block of Glade Riders with the mage in it right behind the Wild Riders that were sitting in his forest across from the other unit of demonettes. And then he's got the dragon. With another unit of Wild Riders, and they were across from the Fiends and 1 of the other Seeker units.
So, Josh, did you say that it's kill like double? Is this the double points one?
I didn't even get to this. So, raise the banners. Earn 100 victory points for every destroyed enemy banner. This is where this is where all the banners come back to bite us, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're like, why don't we take so many banners in this army? So it's double points for banner. BSB is an extra 100 victory points. So essentially I actually moved the hell. Almost everything moved up as fast as it could. Just because he's got a lot more shooting than me. I must admit, the Renegades rules where the whole army's -1 to hit for ballistic skill shooting is it had not been relevant this whole weekend up until this game. No one was shooting it even the Cathay stuff was affected a little bit, but not really. Whereas the cast didn't matter, Brett's didn't really affect things. But this one and the Beastman, again didn't matter. But this one, oh my god, because there was so much shooting, but everything was like long range or cover, and then and Slaaaesh -1 or standing and shooting, and Slaaaesh -1. And it's like everything was hitting on 5, something hitting on 6s, and or 4s to 5s, and it was kind of like it would just be
game.
it would chunk it would reduce the effective shooting by a good 50% or a third, just because of that extra -1 that was just across the army. So in the right matchup, it's actually really quite a very powerful rule. So we'll see what happens with the draft, I guess. So I got some photos there. That was my first turn. I just pushed lots of things right up. Well into charge range of his Wild Riders. My plan was kind of to maybe countercharge into them with the impact hits, because I feel like they couldn't survive that. But if it was but he had the little doggy in there as well, so I was kind of like, depending on what charges what, I can also just fall back in order. And I've got the Demonettes behind there, so they can sort of pop through and be okay. So that is what happened. So I was really pleased with this. So the Wild Riders, I mean, they had to charge. They're frenzied, right? So they charge, and then we had a bit of interplay about what redirects what. So I just felt, because the dogs charged, but then the Wild Riders did as well. And because the dog, I think the way it worked out was, I think he charged the dog into one of the Hellflayers, and maybe the Wild Riders, I can't remember if that was in the Hellflayer as well, or whether that was actually charging the Demonettes. But I fell back in, essentially, I think he redirected, I can't quite remember the sequence anymore, but it basically fell back in good order with both. The Hellflayer popped through the Keeper, just because, I fell back with them with the dog going in, because I think I was worried that when I fell back with the Demonettes, that he might redirect the Wild Riders into the other Hellflayer. So both Hellflayers had to fall back in order. That's right. That's what happened. So
how come you
can
didn't
see there's two
want
of
to
them.
take that charge? Because it feels like. So what's the deal there?
Because what happened was, when the redirects, I couldn't countercharge. So when he's redirecting,
I was just wondering why you didn't take it on the first one, or did he? Oh, did he go into the Demonettes?
I couldn't countercharge when the dog was charging. I guess I could have held, but I couldn't countercharge it, and I think that was why I decided to fall back with that one.
Man, that seems a really cool anti. Wild Rider unit, isn't it? But I guess
if the Wild Riders had charged and I had the opportunity to countercharge, I would absolutely have just countercharged.
He's got that.
It's a perfect lineup. The dog stuffed me up a bit, and I couldn't. I couldn't really work around it, so I just had to fall back. And so you can see, the Hellflayers are falling back. They popped through. They ended up different sides of the board, pretty much. The Demonettes have fallen back, maybe 5 or 6 inches. Enough that they're well and truly, He decided not to roll Swift Stride for his dice, so that's why the Wild Riders have only gone so far. And then on the other side, the other Wild Riders, I think I had. This must have been after all the fallbacks, because these Fiends had. Also been in the forest, so he actually charged with the Wild Riders there too, and they'd fallen back out of the forest.
It's like you push up. We're all back. Reset.
I pushed up and then resetting, and then we just bait the frenzy dudes, and then so those Wild Riders end up. You can see in the far, they're actually right in the middle of the forest, right in front of the Seekers and the Fiends, and just just positioned nicely for me to do some unholy things to Wild Riders. In the foreground there, he's moved the dog, the guy walking his dog in front of the two chariots, trying to block them from the war dancers, because again, the war dancers don't want to be impacted either, you know. But this photo is really just almost everything in my army is charging. So the Seekers are going into one of the scout units. Both I think we worked out that the dog could only really block one chariot, because once it forms up, it'll sort of change position and then like not block both units. So we worked out that the other chariot could charge the war dancers. I got Demonic Vigor off on the other block of Demonettes, so they were moving 7, so they were actually able to hit the war dance, so they could charge the war dancers pretty easily as well. And then the Keeper just charged the dog in the middle, and then the other Demonettes charging the wild riders too. So many charges, guys.
There's a lot of charges.
So many charges. And everything went in. The only thing that the Seekers in the near ground was quite a long charge, so they could only get 2 wide essentially. But everything else went in, and the Wild Riders really had no chance, because they weren't charging. They're just really weak hills. So in that situation, they got mowed down. His whole flank here pretty much just collapse pretty much, just because this onset of Slaaaesh stuff that was all -1 to hit, and it's just super fast, and he's got just no time to do anything about it. Over here, the Fiends would actually kill all the Wild Riders. There's actually one left, which I was like, what the heck? And the Dragon ends up going in. I think he ends up killing most of the Fiends. Over here, the Wildwood Rangers sort of in a situation where they're actually just sort of left out by themselves, because they've got no other support. And they get quadruple charged by 2 Hellflayers, the Keeper, and the Demonettes. Unfortunately, this whole weekend, these lawnmowers, I never rolled more than a 4 for impact hits. I just kept rolling double 1 or 4.
Got to take them to the next tournament.
I know I will, but it didn't matter. So that's the thing. Like with I got Gathering Darkness off on the unit, because I'm finding that's really useful. Master leadership and turning off the Inspiring Presence.
Inspiring Presence
situations. But the thing is, even actually all the attacks, even though I pulled all the impact hits, there were so many attacks coming in. The whole unit actually died to, like, even the last Slaaaesh's attack killed the last man, like literally to my last attack.
To the
whole unit died. Now this probably leads, so like I'm actually well ahead now. Like this whole area, like all these other like elves that died. The only thing that's alive really is his dragon, his mage, and his the Glade Riders. The Glade Riders and the mage, I did try to charge with like 5 Seekers. I took a wound on the status route going in, and then they just didn't. I think they killed 1 Glade Rider, and then he hammer-handed the unit. And it was a period in the game where I'd actually rolled a 1 on the Reign of Chaos, so they didn't have a ward save against magic attacks. And they just got deleted. And I was like, oh, that's a shame.
That's a shit.
So I was hoping to maybe get a few wins up, and the unit's got a standard, and if you get enough combat res, might force a sticky break check. But the only mistake I made, this is probably the thing that annoyed me later on, because I was thinking about this, because in my head, as I said from the start, I was a bit worried about the matchup with the Keeper and the Dragon, but in retrospect, probably didn't need to be that worried about it. And the thing that works when the situations where the Keeper has done really well is when she's supported by one of a unit with reasonable static combat res, like one of the Demonettes. Because what I've done here is I was trying to get the Keeper away from the Dragon, pretty much. We still had like 3 turns to play. We're running low on time, but I actually let the Keeper overrun, and I restrained with the other 3 units. In retrospect, I probably should have tried to keep all 3 units together, all aligned, and maybe spin, restrain them all and reform them all around, so that he, whatever he charged, he was going to get countercharge. The Keeper's there, the Demonettes, they're all together, kind of thing. That's the Seekers dying. That was so sad. Because basically what happened is he charged the Demonettes, and the Demonettes can hold it, but they're not going to kill it. And I think actually, I mean, there's there's a BSB in there. There's quite a bit of set of combat res. The champion took a challenge. I think I won the first combat by like 1 point, and actually did cause a break check that he was okay. I don't have more photos, but I didn't. But then after that, I was sort of running out of things, so I put the Hellfire in, maybe to try to get an extra, flank resolution or that type of thing. But then the BSB had to take a challenge, and then there was the unit was going down.
Stuff when you probably
I just fed the dragon stuff just to delay it, and then they ran out of time. It was going to end up deleting that unit. But in retrospect, I should have just had the keeper. If the keeper was gone with the dragon with the demonettes next, like supporting her, there's no way that dragon is going to get anywhere, kind of thing. But ended up being a 12-8 in my favor with the KPM modifier. So I ended up pulling through 12. Was it 3-2 through the weekend?
That's good.
Which was pretty good considering I lost my first 2 games.
Playing
with them. But I got more and more comfortable running them as through the weekend. And maybe if I'd actually done some practice games running into it, maybe it would have been it would have been worthwhile. So came 12th in the end, which was
that's
cool. Nice. That is really good.
So I thought I was going to be playing Chris round 4 because I had a bit of a sneaky look at the pairings in the morning when I was checking some stuff, and then they got repaired because you wait till dropouts. But it's the Slayer host, so Orcs and Goblins. What a way to finish the tournament. So Orcs versus all Slayers. I'm not going to go through every bloody rune here, but it's basically Demon Slayer with a bunch of runes, but Rune of Dishonored, that's the big one, I guess. Dragon Slayer, Rune of Dishonored, there's the Battle Center Bearer, a Demon Slayer, a bunch of, they've all got like Runes of Fury and boards and all that crap. Big block of 30 Slayers with 2 Giant Slayers in it, all great weapons with the Rune of Battle, another 30 Slayers with Rune of Battle, with the Stroller's Rune. That's the Vanguard one, was it? Or is it?
I believe so,
Vanguard, or is it the plus movers? I don't know. 3 Naked Doomseekers, 1 Dwarf Cart, and 10 Rangers that are mercenaries. So we had to roll on that to bring them in, which they'll find. So that was cool. So the first time, and then like you said, it was that have to kill all the not general, like which is you get points for any banners killed and all that sort of stuff. And then obviously I don't get points for killing any of his big characters, any of the Doom Seekers, and all that sort of stuff. So you sort of don't want to kill them. Anyway, I'll go through my deployment here, and then I'll walk through where he was. So again, Ball Boys out on the left here, near this forest. The Black Orcs, I'm just hanging them. I have to sort of again just think, what are these Black Orcs and Chariots aren't going to do a whole lot. I just want probably try and not get them killed, but it is what it is because they've all got standards. So that BSB is actually in the Orc unit. And then in the middle, I've got the Night Goblins with the Wizard. The Wyverns just sitting in the middle of them, behind them. So pretty much smack bang in the middle. Squig Hoppers, and I'll talk through this in a minute. Squig Hoppers and the War Boss on his giant squig, slightly in front of the doing the probably better thing. Then I should probably stop them getting frenzied out. Not that he's going to get a cry. I wasn't too worried about that, but I had a plan here. That was what I'll talk about. And then I put the Doom Dives on the hill, which is actually a dumb thing, but anyway, I did that. And then there's a Chariot out to the right, but that's about it. The Rangers go in the go into this forest. They move into there. And sorry, did I say he's got a unit of 10 ambushing dragon troll slayers as well. So that's sort of the army. Now so when you take away the Rangers, and because one of them were they both scouting? So the Rangers are scouting, I think, and the others were ambushes. It's just 2 big blocks of 30 troll slayers. So there's one on the hill here across from my Ball Boys. Well, there's both in the middle really, or middle-ish. And then he's got his other one there with the +1 movement, cart in the back. All these characters, and I guess he sort of told me he was doing this like before he was setting up almost. He put them all in this unit, in this big unit. And then he's got Doomseekers out on this side. So that's basically, and then the Rangers obviously went in that forest. So when I saw him start to do that, that's when, and because he's got so little drops, that's why I deployed the way I did. Because I guess my plan, this was the whole plan, was that Troll Slayer unit on the left has just got no, it's got Giant Slayers in it. It's got 2 Giant Slayers. But that's it. It doesn't have the big guys. So I can kill that unit and get all the points for it, basically, if I can kill it. And so that's why I put the ball boys out on the left to try and go around and get those guys. And then I wanted all my squigs. So what I wanted to do with that big unit is just kill half of it and then try to leave it alone, ideally. Or at least kill it, but I don't want to not that I'm going to kill the characters because they probably wipe me anyway, but also don't want to kill the characters. So I thought worst case I'll feed it like Night Goblins or even that Savage Orc unit, but I just need to make sure that it doesn't kill all my army and also I don't kill it, but I at the same time just try and shoot Doom Divers or magic missiles into it, even though he's got MR -2 on it as well and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the play. He got the first turn, pushed up stuff. So he gets like those little mini vanguards, and then it actually moves quite, I wouldn't say far, but they do go up the board more than what you sort of realise in one turn, which is pretty cool. I think that was his sort of before he even moved or whatever. And then, he just moves up. I think he shoots, what did he do with his Rangers? He starts shooting my Chariot, I think, first. And that's probably okay. I've killed some stuff there, have I? No, that's just his guys, I think. Yeah, he kills my Chariot, and his Doomseekers are just going for my Doom Divers. So that's pretty much it. So then I've sort of jumped a little bit ahead here. So I did this on turn 2, and this is where my hindsight, it didn't end up killing me, but for a second there I thought, oh, this is going to get scary. I went into the forest, sort of moved a little bit in, and then second turn charged that unit. So as I came around the side, he sort of pivoted a bit. But you can see there's his other unit next to him. They're sort of still next to each other. He's pivoted around to me before I charged. But in hindsight, I probably had an extra turn. I probably could have come right round and make him like really sort of move that unit facing like my left, his right, to really detach it from that other unit, like to really split them up. Because I probably sort of rushed it. But anyway, basically what I did my second turn, I called the War on both guys, sent the Chariot in as well for impact hits, and I got all 3 in. So I got all the Ball Boys, the Wyvern, and the Chariot. I would have been trying Itchy Noose and stuff. I don't think I got a lot of spells off, obviously, when you're basically casting it dice rolls or fireballs, casting at -1 effectively. So it was actually quite hard to get anything off. And then the other thing I did here was send in all my squigs first. How did I do it? Yeah, you have to. That's right. So I put my Fanatics out, sent all my squigs in, and then you move the Fanatics, and I moved them like behind my guys. So the whole idea in my head, this is how I was thinking about it, was my squigs all go in, they'll do a shit ton of damage, they'll all die. And then if he's going to overrun or whatever, he's going to go through my Fanatics. So that was the plan. So seems like an okay plan. The problem is he doesn't have to overrun. This is what happens next. So he wipes. I did wipe a few of his guys. So like I've wiped like a whole rank in a bit. Looks like my Squiggy Hopper ran away, the big guy. But he went, oh, actually, I don't have to overrun. I could just reform. And because what happens on the other big combat is, there's still 34 Troll Slayers to get through. And so, and they're unbreakable. So I smashed that. Obviously smashed that unit, but they only went back 2 inches.
Yeah.
So
very relentless.
So that's what happens. He pivoted his other unit and then went in the flank of my other unit that was still stuck in combat with the other guys. And that's when in my head I was like, if I'd made him move around a bit more, that wouldn't have happened. But I mean, that's seeing way too far ahead. Anyway, so that's all cool. But I end up, and it end up breaking, and not he doesn't destroy me totally. He wipes all my ball boys down to 4 and my wyvern flees, but they can't catch me, which is it's just too slow. So I flee from the big unit over to the end there. And this is where I officially lose my Orc and Goblin license, because I definitely went for the points here. So I went my wyvern went in and finished off that little unit of, wasn't a little unit at the beginning, but the unit, the first unit of Troll Slayers. And I basically got my I basically hid my ball boys behind that hill. And then when he charged with his other unit, I fled even my general. It was a bit risky because I actually failed. I think I failed. Did I fail I think I might have failed one rally, but I had a reroll or whatever it is. And then how you get was BSB. One of them had one of the reloads. I can't remember if it was that or the rally cry or whatever. So I did, because once I did roll pretty high. But yeah, they stayed. They didn't run off the board, and I was able to just basically hide behind the hill, so those Troll Slayers couldn't get anything. And then we worked it out. So I needed to kill one Troll Slayer of that unit to get it down below 50, and he needed to, as you can see over here on the other side of the board, I've been shooting fireballs, I killed one Doomseeker just so I'd see where my Doom Divers are.
Yeah.
I moved him off the board and then pivoted him the second turn, so they couldn't fire, but then he couldn't charge him. So I got an extra round of shooting the next turn, and I was just trying to hit that fucking unit to knock it down, and then trying to fireball the unit, but I could never get the fireball off much. He was then starting to just plonk away with his rangers, who were still sitting in the forest, at my savages, and just bang, 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 taking them down. And this is where, you can see here he tries to go for a big charge against the Orc boys. That's when I basically fled him up behind my wyvern. That was the risky one. That didn't do a whole lot. So these last two pitches, basically he had to kill one Orc to get me below the 50% and failed. And I had to shoot my last fireball on turn 6 on one of his dwarfs, and I didn't get it either. So I didn't get his 50% of his Troll Slayers either. Not the big unit, but he didn't get 50% of the other one either. So I ended up beating him overall. Can't remember what the actual score was, unless you got it there, Josh. But it might have been like 11-9 or something, or 12-8. Or was it a draw again? No.
I think it was a draw, wasn't it?
Was that one a draw? I can't remember. But yeah, it was pretty close, whatever it was.
Oh, yeah, it was a draw.
That was, came out as a draw. Yeah. Yeah, it was 3 draws. Yeah, what am I thinking? It was a 1 win, 1 loss, 3 draws. That's right. Yes. But I was like, man, I'm so sorry. I'm going to hide this over here. I'm going to run over here. I'm just going to shoot you. I'm going to avoid the combat. I just felt like, what am I doing? This is not very orky, but I mean, they just blend to me. So, yeah. But, is what it is. So I ended up like 19th or something. But yeah, it was just lots of draws for me.
Yeah, if you get lots of draws, I feel like the win-loss-draw system does probably penalise more.
Massive.
Because it's all about wins, really. Yeah. The draws is just a tiebreaker, aren't they? They don't give you anything else, isn't it?
No, not really.
It's not like, it's not like 3 draws equals a win or something like that, like, football style.
Yeah.
No, it was still fun. It was good to
such a cool.
They were all very close, so that was the cool thing about it. But it felt like I wasn't smashing, like I didn't smash anyone, but it was just all, I'll do this.
No,
I was thinking a lot more about points. That's the thing. But then that's when I was saying to Chris, you have to take my Orc license off me, because I'm like, no, you're not getting that unit. I'm going to run over here and do it. And it's like, fucking, what am I doing? But yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
There we go. Yep. Yeah. Okay. 2 draws equals a win. Nice. Like it.
So that's why I was missing out. So there are a few people, and that's why, because Mark had 3 draws and he was like way below someone, and I was looking at it going, that's not right. And then I'm like, fuck. Since I made some changes with some different scoring tiebreakers, must have lost the. It originally was like that, but anyway, it's fixed now. So we had to rescore the middle parts of the tournament. So there's a bunch of people who are in the middle who would have gone up. There's probably a handful of people who would have jumped a bit, and so some of them would have moved below them, that type of thing.
I see.
And John was the first tournament I know of who's actually used as the second tiebreaker head-to-head There's another crazy stat on top of that. So it's got quite complex, but I think it's all good now. But it was fun.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, it was really cool. And yeah, I feel like the lists that were there, I mean, maybe it's because it's so early in the FAQ meta, but, you know, there was nothing oppressive, really, or really unpleasant to play against.
No.
That I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Except for maybe
Yeah, I mean, I didn't
Army
play,
of
obviously,
Fade
like
Flight.
Actar won with the normal sort of
That's what
vamp
they
list
did.
that he uses, but that went 5-zip. But outside of that, I think it was,
Oh, true. Apart from the guy that won the thing.
yeah.
Uh,
But I mean, that's Actar,
Oh,
I
dear.
guess. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, he plays it well as well. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's
indeed.
good.
And I was thinking with the Snickers, by the way, I think in future what I might do is like because Matt will always be there to dole these things out, you know, at future events if I'm running these guys again. I might hand the Snicker out to people that get whether they get killed by the keeper. So especially maybe if they lose or if the general gets killed by the keeper, they get a Snickers.
Yeah. That's
Then they have to eat it. They have to eat it whole, just like swallow it whole.
Yeah, sideways.
Like
isn't
the
it?
weird sideways. Yeah. That's it. But then if keeping gets killed, I have to eat the Snickers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know.
I like how you
I don't
got
know where to
Matt's
go- where
last
I'm going.
Snickers, and it was obviously been in his back pocket or something for, I don't know how it was just melted as, you know, like, yeah, it's just like
just
it's still in its
marinating all
packet,
day.
but it's just, yeah, it's not a Snickers shape at all.
Snickers.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was hungry. I'll
Just-
go home, and I'm like, "Yep, Snickers, perfect, perfect."
Yeah.
snack.
Oh, that's good. So what are we doing for Castle Sale though? What are we changing? We're gonna we'll have to talk through that, but yeah, we're gonna make some change. We'll get an update out on that probably tomorrow or whatever, and then that's the next big GT, the last one, I guess. Yes,
Can I address this?
yeah,
That's a slight exaggeration.
yeah, it was.
I mean, I was guzzling from a wine bottle during the event at a licensed venue, but that's because it was full of water, like I often do. There's different things. I'm like, I just reuse these old wine bottles as water bottles because I refuse to buy a water bottle. And it's like, these are nice glass bottles. What's wrong with using this? Anyway, apparently society thinks it's bad, so they took my wine bottle and took it down to reception without me realizing. And then Mike came over to me later and was like, "Josh, did you bring a bottle of wine to the venue?" I'm like, "No, well, I brought a bottle of water in a wine bottle." And he's like, "Oh, that's funny. Okay, because they think you actually brought alcohol, so they took it down to reception." I'm like, "Fine." So I went down there to try to get my water bottle back. And initially she was like, "You mean this water bottle?" I'm like, "No, the wine bottle that's full of water." And she's like, "Oh, this." And she like goes to give it to me. I'm like, and then I went like, "Gotta go head back in." She's like, "Oh no, you can't take it into the venue." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I decided to leave it with her.
What if you could take the label off?
I was really thirsty at that point. I was like,
"Can I come back and get a drink?"
A water bottle because I don't want to drink. Anyway, so the next day I was like, because I got in trouble. I got in trouble because my partner's like, "Josh, we need that water bottle because I'll drive home and we're going to have any water for our big drive back to Melbourne." So now she's filling up our takeaway, like our keep cups with water because we have a supply of water. So I'm like, "Fine, I'll get my water bottle back tomorrow." So the next day, I go in there, I'm like, "Can I have a water bottle?" And she like gives it to me. I'll take it back to the car. I take a big swig out of it as I'm leaving the venue. Like, anyway, that's it. That's the story of my wine bottle. I should put a big sticker on it saying Josh's water bottle or something.
Yeah, they get a bit narky. Man, I couldn't even bring my coffee in. The first day I went in, checked in. It must be because we get there earlier. I literally had a takeaway coffee, which you're not supposed to bring in either because they probably want to sell you one. I literally had it and put it in front of the lady who scanned my card, and she didn't say a thing. And then the next day I did it again, and I wasn't allowed to bring it in. So I'm like, "Oh, that's annoying." And then I left a water bottle, a proper water bottle, on my movement. What's it called? My little tray, my takeaway tray thing that I've got my figures in and push around. I left it there all night. I came back the next morning and they'd thrown it out. So it's like they just must be on a mission to get rid of like glasses and drinks and stuff if there's anything left around. Just
like a plastic, like one of those.
Yeah, it was my plastic water bottle, and it was gone in the morning. I was like, fuck's sake. Stop throwing people's water away. So anyway, but the bar was open, Andrew. It was good. Finally
missed out.
So yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, it's a late
day.
one. We probably should wrap this one up, but yeah.
Woo! It is.
Yeah,
Well,
I got some questions, but we're really late, and I feel like
Yeah,
Good
we'll
half
dive.
hours
Well,
in.
next week we can do a Warhammer catch up. We'll talk about the Battle March stuff. We talk about the release stuff. We'll talk
we've got also I
talk
got
about
some
why the hell
hobby.
Games Workshop made cards come out and still didn't put all the fucking magic laws in them.
You bought it
Um,
anyway.
Yeah, I needed to see.
Real
but fuck's sake.
Real sucker.
So
bought
on
them
Monday
to see.
we'll have a big gripe and whinge about that stuff and
Yeah.
and catch up with Andrew and see what he's doing and then do a bit of that stuff. Maybe a bit of hobbying, all
And-
that sort of stuff.
And I'll have a game report because I've got the next round of my campaign this weekend,
dude.
guys.
God,
like it's
man,
still
you are
going.
busy.
So I know, fucking busy. And I got
Here you go, Josh.
you've got the castle. So I've got my freaking GT happening in a couple of weeks. That I've smashed down to almost nothing. Nothing. Just Dramley,
Same.
Yeah.
It's nearly there.
combined arms, and a little bit of restriction on how much character level. But apart from that, yeah.
That'd be
More
good.
open.
Lots to cover. I want to
Yeah.
at some point too cover this new army builder that's coming out. That someone's.
Oh
got.
yeah, I've heard some good things about that.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. So
That's
anyway,
pretty
we'll catch up on that over the next week or so. That'd be really cool. Actually, when are you off, Josh? Are you off? You're here the next couple still, and then gone?
Yeah, I'm only gone after my. I'm gone like the 2 days after my GT. So that's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah, that's right. You've got that
3
first. Okay,
weeks away.
cool.
Shit.
Wow,
Mm.
excellent.
Cool.
Okay, well, thanks for listening to all that, guys. Another Old World Fanatics episode. I guess we're gonna love you and leave you guys. Please like, subscribe, all that sort of fun stuff, and jump over to patreon.com/oldworldfanatics if you want a shout out and join and support the show. It does help us, and yeah, we're throwing some money towards some more scenery. So yeah, it's going to be good. Talk to you guys later, and see you next week.
Right.
Bye.
Yeah.